Aló, hola mis amores, ahora sí, ya estamos live por Twitch, YouTube y Facebook para ver el DC Fandom. Se me quedó esa... La acabo de cambiar y se quedó igual. Gracias por el like, conejo. Eh, Hello, conejo. Hello a todos. Ok. By the way, me silencio esto rápido. No sé si vieron, o sea, es todo esto, me siento orgullosa porque lo hice yo, o sea, desde cero. Y se ve bien bonito, ¿verdad? O sea, eso se lo puse ahora, pero obviamente en un stream normal eso no va a estar ahí. Pero está hermoso, me encanta. Igual, lo voy a quitar ahora rápido, nomás para enseñárselos. Eh, esto, esto también lo hice, me quedó bien bonito, o sea, lo hice desde cero, estoy muy orgullosa de mí. También hice este. ¿Y cuál era el offline? No, este. Me quedó muy bonito. Estoy muy orgullosa de mí por eso. Em, Hello, Jorge. ¿Dónde están mis lentes? ¿Y mis lentes? Ok, no los veo. Bueno, no los veo literalmente. Gracias, Carlos. Ya ya lo vi. Vengo ahora. Ahora sí. Okay, ahora sí, hello, este Zoro. Ya quiero ver a The Batman. Sí, men. Yo estoy emocionada por eso. Yo creo que de una de las cosas que más quiero ver. Hoy me iba a poner la camisa de The Batman que compré del DC Fandom del año pasado, pero no la encontré. O sea, me la puse el otro día, la lavé y no sé dónde diablos la puse. Y pues hoy me puse esta. Ya están medias viejitas porque son del... Espérate. Ya están medias viejitas porque son del año pasado, pero esta es de Joker. Está bien bonita. Tengo otra del DC Fandom también, o sea que solamente el logo del DC Fandom, pero esa tampoco la encontré, así que me puse esta. Igual está linda. Ok. Bien activo para el First Attack. Yo estaba practicando anoche, no he practicado nada. Es que estaba haciendo tantas cosas que no me ha dado tiempo ni para respirar. No, mentira, obviamente sí respiro, pero ustedes entienden. ¿Dónde me quedé? Hasta la ciudad de... Claro, le puse ahí el jacket. Gracias por el like, Armando. El jacket de Uy Uy que compré en el parque de Disney. Tiene que estar ahí por lo menos decorado. Ok. Ya falta poco. Son las 12:53. Están hablando, o sea, haciéndoles como un QA a las personas que les voy a enseñar acá. Like sí. Pues están ahí hablando y qué sé yo. Yo este año me voy a asegurar que no me pase como el año pasado cuando estaba haciendo, o sea, cuando estaba haciendo el stream, pues como que se empezó a laguear y todo eso. Y el trailer reaction de Batman quedó mal porque se estaba lagueando. O sea, que literalmente yo estaba como que... Y me quedé así. Hoy pues espero que no pase eso, así que tengo el celular seguro que ya cuando empiece el panel de The Batman pues voy a ponerlo a grabar también por acá por si acaso. Por si acaso. Hello, Rylot. Gracias por el host, corazón. Voy a poner esto por acá. Oye, me compré esto. ¿Sabes? Es estúpido, pero siempre quise comprarme. Yo no sé si puedo enseñar esto y después no vayan a decir ahí que maté a alguien. Pero compré un cuchillo de estos de mentira, no sé si lo puedo enseñar en verdad, yo no sé cómo está funcionando estas cosas, por eso es que uno tiene que tener cuidado, pero me compré un cuchillo y un machete de esos de mentira, siempre quise uno, siempre quise uno y pues nada. Estoy más o menos, pero yo no estoy amarga. Ah, gracias Zoro. Eh, Saludo a mi gemelo malvado de la plataforma. Hello, no sé cómo decir tu nombre, pero hello. Déjenme acomodar esto aquí. Tengo esto. Yo no sé, yo compré este mouse que básicamente es wireless. No sé qué carajo, está lindo, whatever. Pero el problema es que a veces como que se pone estúpido y no varía. Bueno, pues lo compré hace como una semana más. También tengo esto se los quería enseñar, esto es nuevo. Yo tengo, no sé si es de la misma compañía, yo creo que sí, pero esto es una enciclopedia de DC. Esto salió hace poco, pero es una enciclopedia de DC actualizada, o sea, tiene hasta Punchline, no sé si sepan quién es Punchline, que es básicamente la nueva novia del Joker, pero gracias por el follow de... ¿Por qué no me salen? Pero gracias por el follow, no vi tu nombre, pero... Sí, 4 minutos ya. Pero... Si quieren conocer sobre más personajes de DC y así, pues pueden comprarse esta enciclopedia grande, como ven, y súper pesada, pero está completamente actualizada. También compré todavía no lo he leído, pero... compré este cómic de Batman. Yo después pues lo leeré y les digo si me gusta. Hello Manuel. Yo tengo hambre, no hables de tacos. No he comido. Eso era bueno, me mandé a pedir unos tacos. Lo compré en Walmart, los dos los compré en Walmart. En Walmart a veces tienen bastantes cosas nice en cuestión de cómics y mangas también tienen mucho. Sí, ya falta. ¿Cuánto falta? Falta 3 minutos. 3 minutos. Sí, ya me asusté. No me acuerdo con qué panel van a empezar, I'm sorry. Es que, como les dije, estoy con tanta cosa que ya no sé ni qué hago, no me quiero tampoco ese tema. Hello, Alvin. Sí, tengo muchos hype por de Batman, yo aproveché y comí ahora. Yo quiero comer, pero yo tengo snacks por ahí, o sea, literalmente los snacks me sobran, pero mayormente son cosas dulces y ahora mismo no tengo antojo de comer nada dulce. Ahora mismo me comería un mofongo con camarones, si pudiera. Lo tengo acá, lo tengo acá. O sea, yo estoy pendiente, tengo la pantalla acá. Lo que pasa es que están hablando y pues yo también estoy hablando y no me voy a poner. Ya falta 1 minuto y 28. 1 minuto y 28. No sé si... Bueno, en la misma página de DC... mira, sí que aquí lo tienen. Never mind. Aquí está, falta 1 minuto. Y 47, 46, ya saben, segundos. El cómic de Batman de World dicen que está bueno. Bueno, cuando lo lea entonces les digo si está bueno de verdad. O sea, esperen mi review de esto. No, yo estoy viendo en la página de DC Fandome, estoy viendo en el canal de YouTube. Si se cae o pasa cualquier cosa, pues igual tengo abierto la transmisión de YouTube, así que pues lo paso para allá. No antojes, lo siento. Que tengo hambre, la verdad. Me pongo relleno de churrasco. Puede ser, me gusta más con camarones, pero sí. ¿Tienes musiquita por lo menos? Es que yo tengo así. Ay, coño, si tienes música. ¿Por qué ya no sale esto? Espérense. Saber si me escuchan y si se escuchan me dejan saber, please. Están muy guapas las transiciones. Gracias Tante, realmente las transiciones vienen con esto de Streamlabs, que básicamente estas cosas que vienen por aquí son Rise, yo esto vino con eso. No es que lo cambiara, pero ni modo. Pero ya quedan ahí la cuenta regresiva. Sí lo sé, yo también me asusté, lo siento. Estaba bien potente. En verdad no me acuerdo con quién empiezan, pero igual lo vamos a ver todo.
For over 80 years, amazing storytellers from different mediums,
including comic books, TV, films, games, and more,
have created the vast, ever-changing multiverse of stories, worlds, and characters that have come to define DC.
These iconic worlds have become a part of our own culture.
Gotham City,
Metropolis,
Central City,
Atlantis, and a era in the iconography for DC's heroes.
images like the Bat symbol, the Batmobile,
logos like the S-Shield and the Lantern.
I immediately recognized World
Ese
War.
men habla como
The
si no
classic
tuviera ganas de vivir.
superheroes have inspired.
And the supervillains have entertained.
Generations of fans across the globe.
That is who we're here to celebrate today. You, the DC fans. The passion and the commitment you bring to the world of DC
is what has kept it going for over 80 years.
and will keep us going for many more.
And the future of DC is brighter than ever.
We will have something for everyone,
Surprising and delighting fans who have been on the journey with us all along.
but also inspiring a whole new generation to carry the torch.
that is the power of DC.
What powers DC is you. Sit
Ay,
back
qué
for the next
bello.
few hours and enjoy
As we celebrate the past,
showcase the present, and preview what the future
Ese
holds.
también es
Welcome to DC Fandom.
Welcome to
DC Fandom.
welcome to DC Fandom.
Welcome to DC.
Ahí quien más lo dijo
Welcome to DC Fandom.
animado fue John Cena.
Welcome to DC Fandom.
Welcome
to DC Fandom.
Welcome to DC Fandom.
The most powerful force in the universe is a story. A story shapes hearts and minds.
Yo no me acuerdo cuál
It
fue la primera
stands
película de
test
Superman
of
que yo
time
vi.
and changes the way we see the world.
Ahí una imagen.
A story turns characters into icons, moments
Welcome.
into memories,
Hello, Alberto.
and shows us that heroes come in many forms. And in this fight for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, our story is just beginning.
You guys might want to hold on. This is going to be the start of something huge.
Hola, Jessian. Hello, Ariel. Hello, Moon. ¡Qué hype! ¡Ay, de Batman! ¡Ay, esa parte!
Your darkest is too.
No me la pongan ahora, tan rápido. Si no voy a tener que aguantar mi teléfono.
You'll see.
Welcome. Welcome. Miren, yo voy a poner esto ya. Este va a ser mi estampa a mi celular, una caja de conflay que todavía no he abierto. Ay, ojalá y el DC Fandom algún día sea o sea, físico, para poder ir, ¿se imagina?
I think there's something he needs to show me.
The DC universe will never be the same.
Esto va a salir video ahorita. Creo que lo puedo poner aquí abajo y eso,
Hey everyone, I am Tiffany Smith and welcome to the much anticipated fan-inspired worldwide event, DC Fandome.
Welcome.
Music? Pretty cool, right? Well, DC Fandome now has its very own score by composer Blake Neely. If you're
Nice.
a credits watcher like me, you'll probably recognize his name from such terrific DC TV shows like, you know, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and so many more. You will be hearing a lot more of Blake's incredible score throughout the show. Now, if you were here last year, then you might have an idea of the kind of awesomeness that is about to come your way.
Bueno, el
Huge
año pasado
reveals,
hubo mucho
exclusive content,
relleno.
and
Por lo
a
menos
few
hoy,
big
yo
surprises.
mirando la cámara.
There is so much that I couldn't
Por lo
possibly
menos
do
hoy
this
es
on my
más
own.
corto.
So, of course, We put together a pretty super team of co-hosts as well as celebrity hosts that you're going to get to hang out with all day. So let's say hello to a few of them right now, starting with our Brazilian friends.
Hello, superfans. I'm Niku Geek. It is so good to be back at DC Fandome.
This is Aline Diniz e prepare-se para uma viagem fantástica através do multiverso DC.
Hi friends, mabuhay mga kababayan. My name is Gino Killiamore and I couldn't be more excited to share what DC has in store for you. Bonjour les fanatiques, Terence here. Vous n'êtes pas prêts. DC is doing it up big this year.
Hola mundo, I'm Gabby Cam, and all of us here are just as excited as you are to be back at DC Fandome. So sit back, get comfy, and get ready for the biggest celebration of all things DC.
G'day mates, I'm Jaden Rodriguez. Today, we gather from all around the globe to celebrate our love for DC Comics and the stars and creators who bring them to life. This is Warner Brothers and DC's way of saying thank you to the fans for your loyalty, dedication, and passion for the characters and the stories in the DC universe. Later in the show, you're not going to want to miss this, the much anticipated new trailer for The Batman.
And gamers, get ready for the Gotham Knights game.
Javisha Leslie flies into action as Batman. And we're also diving in deep with my man, Jason Momoa.
And getting a mouthful from King Shark and Harley Quinn.
Shazam's Zachary Levi enlightens us on the fury of the gods.
We're taking the fast lane with The Flash, plus Naomi, Doom Patrol, Peacemaker, and some surprises.
With so much to share, let's kick things off in a really big way with one of the biggest stars to ever rock the DC universe, Black Adam.
Déjame quitarle el timer, pues, como penanga me quedé ahí esperando.
I've never seen the likes of it before.
Esa película, tengo el feeling de que va a estar bien
James
buena.
Bond for 10 years, 4 films. Nothing compares to this.
I play Hawkman.
Cyclone.
Atom Smasher.
Dr. Fate.
¿Van a enseñar los trajes? I
Leading
hope
the
so.
whole charge is Dwayne Johnson.
He's more brutal, uncompromising, fueled
Ay, yo
by
ya
the
quiero
depths
verlo
of his
pelear con
pain.
Shazam.
He's Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Sí, yo también.
Hey, DC
El
Fandome,
Dwayne
and
Johnson.
hello
Lo
to
amo.
everyone watching around the world. I am so excited right now to be here and to talk to you about the man in black himself,
Háblenme.
Black Adam. Now, as you guys know, this character, this film, this universe has been a gigantic passion project of mine for a very long time. And I have worked so hard, worked these hands, these calluses, my fingers to the bone on this project because it's the kind of project that I know comes along once in a lifetime. And the truth is, I was born to play Black Adam.
Bueno, eso lo vamos a
Now, we
decir,
just
lo voy a
started the
decir yo. Si
post-production
realmente lo
process,
sé.
which is so exciting. And the film has, without question, some of the biggest action sequences I have ever been a part of. And I am so proud and excited of our incredible team for working away to create breathtaking, holy shit, scenes that I know you're really going to love. Now, even though we're still working away, this is DC Fandome. So I felt like I had to bring you guys just a little something special. Now, you know me, guys, and you know, I always like to say that you, the audience, the people, you guys are my #1 boss. So I got together with my director, Jaume Colette-Serra.
Un trailer.
And we put together a little glimpse of one of the opening scenes of the movie when Black Adam is first revealed. Now, what you're going to see here is why the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. I hope you enjoy this very first look at the man in black himself, Black Adam.
No, a ver. Esto empezó bien. se ve bien grandote. Pero quiero verlo. Ya. Qué cool se ve el traje, me encanta. Pero, ay, yo quería ver su cara también. Estuvo nice, pero quería ver su cara.
What a way to start the show. Dwayne Johnson was honestly born to play Black Adam, am I right?
Bebé, si estoy mirando para acá es que también estoy grabando.
He's definitely been working hard to make sure his body looks just right for this role.
Por si acaso, si
Once
no está
again,
loca,
if
está
you're just
mirando para
joining
allá
us,
abajo,
I'm
que
Tiffany
estoy
Smith,
grabando
and
también.
you know how we mentioned earlier we were going to have some celebrity hosts for the show? Well, let's not waste any time and bring one of them in right now, real quick. I know you were hoping to see this guy, TV's Flash, aka Barry Allen, aka Grant Gustin in the house. How you doing, Grant? Thank
En
you so
verdad,
much for
esa
joining us
serie de
on
Flash
set.
nunca me llamó la
Thank you,
atención.
Tiffany. I wouldn't miss experiencing DC Fandome with all the fans who are watching today.
Yeah, I am so excited for it as well. But we are here to talk with you about The Flash, and we have to talk about the end of season 7. What was it like seeing Nora again and meeting Bart? Is it a weird feeling for you to talk to your future kids who are basically like the same age as you?
Yeah, it has always been a little weird to play the father role with actors who are essentially the same age as me. But it's, you know, and for Barry, it was obviously a very emotional reunion with Nora and to meet Bart for the first time. But you know, for me, it's just fun. Like, I've always loved working with Jessica, who plays Nora, and you know, she's so sweet and so talented. And I'd never met or worked with Jordan before, but we have a lot of mutual friends, and we had a lot of fun together. So yeah, it was a blast having both of them on set.
Okay, so at DC Fandom last year, you touched on something the fans and you have been really hoping to see for years.
Oye,
Tell us about this obsession of yours
ya que
with
eso
the
no me
gold boots
interesa.
on the Flash.
It's less of an obsession and more.
Que
It's just always
literalmente
been the final element. That I
voy a
think
estar
is
subiendo
missing
también en mi
from our
página de
suits, you
Energy
know,
Bomb.
and,
O sea, todo lo que vaya a
I've loved
salir
all the
ahora.
versions of the Flash suit that we've had on the show.
Sí he
The
visto
suit that we
Arrow,
have now in
no
particular,
completa,
I
pero
think
sí la he
is kind of
visto.
the closest
Esa
to
empecé a ver,
a
pero
lot
no me
of the
llamó la
different
atención
iterations you
y
see
no me
in the
acuerdo
comic
otra
books,
que vi.
with the
En
exception
verdad no
of
me acuerdo.
those gold boots.
Smallville no
And
tiene
I've
que
always
nada que ver
felt
con
like the
eso,
gold
pero
boots would
sí,
just
exacto.
be the nice final touch.
Now, although I'd love to keep the combo going, we've got to toss
The
this
combo.
over to where Grant's TV wife is standing by.
Thanks, Grant. It is so great to be here
Tenía mi
talking
libreta
to
aquí, no sé
DC
dónde estaba.
superfans. My role as reporter Iris West Allen on The Flash has given me the skills needed to properly introduce DC Fandome's news flashes. The time has finally come. Grant and Barry Allen finally get the gold boots for season 8 of The Flash. Here is the first official look at the new costume.
Look at you smiling. How excited are you to finally have the boots?
Yeah, I'm very excited that fans get to see the
Qué
first look
bonito
at the
traje,
boots.
pero
I'll
no
probably
me
be
interesa
running around
de la
Vancouver,
serie.
so I'm really excited you guys got to see
ya
a first
lo
look at the boots.
Thanks so much, Grant. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action in those coveted gold boots. I know it's going to be awesome on the show. And hey, it's been fun kicking it here with you. Yeah, sorry. Dad jokes. They're just going to keep coming. Coming up, we've got some never-before-seen footage from the Suicide Squad game, Aquaman, The
por el
Lost Kingdom,
arcángel.
Harley Quinn,
O sea, quiero que vean mi
all
libreta.
the Batmans. Batman. You know what I mean. Now, not only
tengo
do we
libreta
here
de
in the
Batman,
DC
okay?
fandom want to know what you out there in the fanverse think, but we wanted to know what you can do. You sent in the best of your best cosplay and fan art, and here is just a sample of some of the amazing talent out there in the DC fandom.
Está apuntándolo todo para no se me olvide. Bueno, aprovecho y subo de una vez también el clip. Bueno, si lo subieran, ¿verdad? Bueno, sé por dónde me están viendo, para lo que den like al stream y si no están suscritos también suscríbanse y compártanlo si pueden, por favor, se agradecería mucho. Vamos a hablar de Aquaman. Poner mi celular aquí. Todo como que muy rapidito, nos van a soltar todo así. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yo pienso que el traje de Aquaman lo debieron haber enseñado aquí. Veo ahí que van a enseñar. Maybe un clip. Ok, estos son anuncios. Ah, bueno, sí, coño.
Aloha, DC Fandome. I apologize for the 4-year wait.
Oh my gosh, we've been there since 2017.
But I'm very proud of the sequel because it's tackling a lot of issues environmentally. Stakes are higher, and I'm just excited because I had a big part in my boy James, you know? Check it out. I'm excited for you to see it. Tides are changing. It's important. The tides are changing.
Like the comic book, the world of Aquaman is so big and so rich.
It's epic. It's huge. It's colorful. The world is at stake.
I'm super excited to be back making the sequel. I have so much invested into it.
En verdad la primera, yo no sé si alguno de ustedes no la vio, el que no la vio debería verla, pero en verdad es de las mejores películas de DC, o sea, de la última, es de las
a
mejores.
movie that's more mature, but yet still retain its fun, to give the audience something different, something new that they haven't seen before.
The success of that movie as the biggest DC movie of all time shows what James Wan and his team were able to do. And in this second film, we have turned the dials up to 11. It has the action, the fun, the heart.
¿Cómo estás?
Action!
Superheroes and supervillains have
Las aletas no me están sonando, no sé por qué, lo siento si no salgo a alguien.
You got it? So put that in the movie.
To play around with this cast again is quite a trip. We're having a blast. This movie's a lot of fun.
La Amber Heard, que en verdad, como a Mera le queda cool, pero...
James is really excited to go all out.
This is an exciting scene. We're about to get to a little bit of action.
It's gonna be a fun adventure, like it was the first time. It's just better.
We see that Black Manta is still seeking his vengeance to try and kill Aquaman. That's gonna be something that's exciting for the audience, something for them to be swept up into the world of Aquaman.
About to kick some ass.
It's a globe-trotting story. We visit so many different worlds. This movie isn't afraid to embrace its fantasy and go on this magical journey.
O sea, la
I think
vi
it's
en
gonna be
Premiere
really
y ya
awesome.
después de ahí no la volvió. La he querido ver, pero creo que también esta se me hace un poquito más larga. Diciembre 16. ¿Ya habían dado fecha de salida? Yo creo que sí. ¿O no?
Aquaman. Now there is a cool gig I could get used to. That surf and turf lifestyle, swimming in the day, carrying a gigantic pitchfork at night, with some facial hair all over my face. So you could imagine my excitement when I heard I was cast in the next Aquaman. I was like, hey, hold up. What about Jason Momoa? How did he take the news? Apparently he was extremely happy for me. He thought I would be the perfect fish in HBO Max's upcoming Aquaman King of Atlantis animated miniseries. Here's a splash of what's to come.
Esa serie últimamente no. O sea, los muñequitos de hoy en día me dan tanta pereza.
He is Aquaman, and he just became King of Atlantis. Thank you.
Is there a different throne we could know?
And the fate of his people.
Okay,
Of
ya
his
que
home.
esto, vamos a subirlo de la cara.
Of all the world is in his hands. That's right.
So yeah, no pressure.
Join Aquaman for the undersea adventure of a lifetime. Aquaman, King of Atlantis, 3-part special event now streaming.
Ocean Master? Hey, Ocean Master, you out there anywhere?
I think he's gone.
So be it. Farewell, my brother.
Still got your trident.
Oh, that little... I hate Atlantis! We're supposed to be getting revenge on him, not saving him.
It's fine. It'll still be the same mission. Get Ocean Master, punch him.
Hello,
and
Viola.
bring the trident back
How
to
are
Atlantis.
you? Qué bueno que estés aquí.
Yeah, but it's less fun now.
True, but if you don't bring Ocean Master back, everyone's definitely gonna think you 100% killed him.
And I won't even get to.
Y eso, a mí me encantan los muñequitos, pero sí.
Where do you think they went?
I don't know. I have to ask for help from the only people who don't think I'm a total joke. People who are not people. People who...
Just say fish.
Fish.
Eso me hace dice gracia, pero...
The fish. Yeah, I'm talking to the fish. Like this one, that one, her or him. Or maybe even this. I send down the kind of sonar. It intercepts their brains. They shoot it back to me. And it goes inside my face. They tell me their thoughts and fears. They tell me secret things. They all love me and I love them because I am
Acabo de subir de... Es que no lo ven, pero de HBO Max subieron el teaser de Black Adam. Y tiene nada más 14 vistas y yo fui de la
Hello, mates.
primera.
Jaden Rodriguez in the DC Fandome. Wow, look at this place. After that last segment, I've got that song, Talking to the Fish, stuck in my head. And if you can't get enough of this tune, well, you can listen to it right now on Spotify. I'd like to introduce to you two legends in the comic book and entertainment world. Milestone Media partner Reggie Hudlin and Milestone Media co-founder Dennis Cowan. And a familiar face from the DC family, Echo Kellum. Take a look.
All right, hey everybody, I am Echo Kellum, and first of all, I hope you guys are having a blast at DC Fandome 2021. Now, we have a really great program in store for you guys today, and to get things started, I would like to introduce you all to two legends in the comic book and entertainment world, Milestone Media partner Reggie Hudlin and Milestone Media co-founder Dennis Cowan. Yeah, it's like applause everywhere.
By the way, se lo digo otra vez por si acaso, si me ven bregando con mi celular, es que estoy subiendo las noticias en mi página. O sea, yo soy uno, yo tengo que bregar con todo y pues, para después tener tiempo libre para bregar con lo otro que voy a hacer, pues, aprovecho ahora.
Milestone was founded actually was founded in the 90s by myself, with Derek Dingle, Michael Davis, and Dwayne McDuffie. The late great Dwayne McDuffie. People of color are underrepresented in this industry, especially, I mean, in the entertainment industry in general, but especially in comic books. So we all got together with the idea of doing comic books. For creators of color, the best way to do that was to get together and to create a line of books that would reflect and represent our culture. So that's what we did. We started with a book called Static, and we did a book called Hardware. Icon and Rocket was the next one, followed by The Blood Syndicate, and we launched in 1992 to great acclaim. It was very successful and kind of changed the game in comics in a major way. And suddenly, people who were underrepresented now had representation. It was a big deal, and it was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot at that time.
You guys have already made big strides since the Fandome 2020 panel with the launch of Static Season 1 and Icon,
Yo veía
Rocket Season
Static
1,
chocante
Hardware
cuando era
Season 1,
pequeña.
Limited Series. So, what's the feedback been like from fans, new and old, seeing these characters in their renaissance?
Y me acuerdo de la canción, pero no se la voy a cantar.
People were like, about time, you're taking too long, but now you're here, you're living up to expectations. It's a lot of comedy from a lot of different types of people. They love the art. They're like, oh my God, I love this kind of, black anime style that's, you guys didn't get stuck in the past. You kept it relevant, you kept it edgy to what's now. They really love the dynamic between Static and his dad. I relate to it a lot as a reader. I'm like, wow, that's like me and my father. I try to be like that with my son. It's great stories, but it's in that Milestone tradition of what are stories you're not going to read at any other company. Milestone is a unique style of storytelling which delivers quality superhero action because the founders were all the top creators in the business then and now, and at the same time, really speaking to where people of color are and what our challenges are in the 21st century.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. And I know you were talking about the universe and whatnot. So, like, Well, comic
No,
book
yo no sé si escribí
fans,
de
they
Dwayne
obviously
Johnson bien,
love
pero
the
espero que sí.
notion of a connected universe. Will we see some of the characters from season 1 titles begin to appear in each other's books?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely part of the plan. I mean, we're working so far ahead. We actually already know how season 1 is going to end and how, you know, things might advance from there. So we can tell you with all confidence to the fans out there that yes,
No, no la voy a
the
cantar.
characters will appear in each other's books and meet each other, and there is an interconnected, you know, Dakotaverse.
Pero ¿alguno de
you know,
ustedes vio la
milestone
serie?
universe within these
O sea, la
books.
serie de
So,
muñequitos, obviamente.
that's
No,
one
en la
of the
salida
things
live
that we've
action
been
tiene que ser la de
focusing on
muñequitos.
doing.
What else is in the works? What's coming up?
Well,
we have a lot of stuff coming up.
yeah, all these books have been really successful. So you'll be seeing season 2 of Icon and Hardware and Static and Icon and Rocket. But there's a book that everyone's been like, yo, what's going on?
We're gonna bring it back.
What's our favorite?
We liked the other stuff, but
Yeah,
you know.
come with our thing.
What's
So
up?
Blood Syndicate, which is, I mean, a shocking number of people's favorite book from the original Milestone line, will be coming back. And a lot of people have been shocked about how hard the Loon line of books have been. Blood Syndicate, that's all I'm saying.
Could you guys talk about a little bit of the compendium that's coming out, the Milestone compendium that's having like all the old comics or something like that coming in, right?
Yeah, again, we're trying to give people what they want. So many fans have been like, Reg, we're so excited you're bringing new books back, but you know, my mom threw out my books, or I moved and there was some water damage.
Eso
so
tiene que ser tan malo, o sea, que primero tu mamá
I was too young back then, but I want to
te bote las cosas, me ha pasado, o que se dañen. No me pasó que se dañen, pero sí que mi mamá me haya botado cómics y cosas y duele.
1,300 pages of material.
Yo la vi, pero no me recuerdo de la canción.
1,300 pages of
Bueno, pues qué pena, porque no te voy a hacer recordarla,
the
porque
first runs of Hardware and Icon and Rockets,
porque no voy a
Static, like
cantar.
everything. And this is volume 1.
I keep hearing this aspect that you really want to bring the media back into Milestone Media, right? Can you talk to us about some of those potential projects that might be existing outside of the comic book realm?
They're not might, they're real.
existing.
They're happening. We've got 2 movie projects in development right now. The script that Randy McKinnon is writing for the live-action feature film version of Static is, you know, he's hard at work right now. We're going to be getting that soon. So live-action Static Shock is a real thing. That's in the works. You know, Warner Brothers is excited about it. We're excited about it.
Michael B. Jordan's excited about it.
Michael B. Jordan's producing the movie with us. Here's the new announcement that no one knows yet. This is Fandome breaking news, which is the first Milestone animated feature film is now in the works. You know, we just hired an amazing writer, and if you guys have been reading Hardware, you know how dope he is as a writer.
Brandon Thomas.
Brandon Thomas
has been hired to write our screenplay for our animated feature, and in conjunction with Warner Brothers. And we're very excited about that. That's going to be a massive project.
Massive.
With more than one character.
Yeah.
This is going to be the thing that Milestone
Eso me
fans have
suena un
been really
poquito
dreaming
como
about for a long
que
time.
probablemente
And we're
sería
happy to
como
give
un
it to
Spider-Man
them
into the
finally.
Spider-Verse.
So, you know, not only are we doing live action, we're doing animation.
Yeah.
And we're bringing it, so.
Yeah. So, Compendium, all the classic old school Milestone material. We've got the Black History Month book that's in the works, and 2 movies in the works.
Wow. I mean, you guys are dropping some major kernels and awesome news, but I'm hearing that there's some news that you guys are kind of holding back, some really big news. Can you guys tell everyone about how Milestone is working to create the next wave of great superhero storytelling?
We're doing a program that we're so excited about. It's in conjunction with DC Comics. DC has a program called NGDC, Next Generation DC. It's a large program. We're doing a part of that program called the Milestone Initiative. We're partnering with Ally, and they're working with us to bring the next generation of comic book artists, writers, colorists, editors, letterers, and all aspects of the comic book industry to comics.
You know, there's a lot of talented people. The same way you look at the black presence in music, the black presence in film and television, is now to have that, it's time for us to have that same impact on the comic industry. You know, pioneers like Dennis, like Dwayne, like Cal Baker, like Christopher Priest, you know, these are the folks who just, you know, they had a machete, and then the machete broke. Then they had a butter knife, but they kept cutting their way through the woods, and they cleared a path. And now we're saying, come on, let's go.
Right, right. Because all of it's meaningless unless there are people behind you who are also doing the same thing and even better from that path that you made. So that's why this is very important to us. And we're very excited about our relationship, you know, with DC and Ally.
So what we want everyone to do is, if you have interest in any aspect of this business, you know, in terms of comic books, in terms of animation, all these different fields, apply to the program.
Yes.
We won't take everybody, but we're going to take the best of the bunch, and you know, we'll put you in seminars and training sessions with some of the most talented people in our field. You're going to hear from the best of the best.
Bueno, por si acaso no vieron lo de Black Adam, ya lo subí a Nerdybomb en Twitter, en Instagram y en Facebook, o sea, lo que están viendo en Facebook, por ahí tiene que salir también el trailer que ya lo subí hace ratito. Bueno, el trailer no es primer vistazo.
LGBTQIA groups will be very, this is just really great work, and I'm sure Dwayne is smiling from heaven with just how you guys are honoring his legacy and just continuing to do some really great work. That's really awesome. That's really dope. I'm very happy to hear that. Well, I want to thank my guests, Milestone exec Reggie Hutland and Dennis Cowan, for joining us today. And I want to thank you for being a part of our DC Fandom 2021. Be sure to keep watching for more news, fun, and excitement as DC Fandom continues.
What an amazing opportunity for our fans. A special shout out to Ally for backing that program. The next segment is one of my favorites because it celebrates our fans. And here is just a sample of the amazing talent out there in the DC fandom.
Quiero hacer en algún momento un cosplay de Wonder Woman. No todavía, yo creo que eso lo van a dejar más para último, nunca, o sea, el trailer de Batman. Lo que ya salió fue el primer vistazo, o sea, se puede decir un mini clip de la primera aparición de Black Adam en la película. Que igual pues no le enseñaron su carita, pero el traje se ve bien nice. Qué nice Game Robert. Déjenme poner por acá.
Wow, such incredible talent out there. And I hear that Jim Lee will be announcing the winners at the end of the show. So stay tuned to see if you've been chosen. Now, back over to you, Candace, for some more breaking news.
A ver.
DC and Webtoon recently partnered to bring our iconic superheroes and supervillains to new and old fans, kicking off the collaboration with Batman Wayne Family Adventures, a smash hit inspired by the fandom around the Bat family. All your fan-favorite characters like Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, Barbara Gordon, and Duke Thomas will have their own featured episodes and arcs in this hilarious slice of life series, only available on Webtoon. And DC fans can expect more amazing DC Webtoon originals coming soon. Check out this exclusive sneak peek.
Still to come, Peacemaker, Gotham Knights, and the Batman.
Hello, it's me again, international superstar and superhero Flula Borg. Now, as some of you may know, I actually got my start in Green Lantern, issue number 173 in 1984. Well, actually, I was just 2 years old then, because I'm talking, of course, about my super dope comic character, Javelin. You know, the one with the huge rod. Yeah, that's the one. As you saw earlier, I also play a hilarious animated fish in the Aquaman King of Atlantis series you just saw. Boy, I am so multi-talented. Watch out. 2 things I can do. Anyway, over the years, Javelin and his impressive collection of pointy poles has popped up in many different scenarios. But I gotta say, I'm really digging where he ended up. No, I don't mean dead, but with that infamous team of supervillains, the Suicide Squad. And for those of you who are worried about Javelin's fate, fear not. I'm here to tell you today that Javelin is still alive and, spoiler alert, will be applying to head up the Justice League after their fate is revealed in the huge new video game Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. You are about to get a sneaky peeky, so don't go anywhere, because it is going to be massive, and we know when it comes to the universe of DC video games and Javelins, size matters. Let's take a look.
Okay, vamos a poner esto por si acaso.
All of you are the worst of the worst of the worst. Still, you're good at what you do, even if what you do is far from good.
Yo creo que de esto me enseñaron gameplay el año pasado.
Let me take a look at you. A muscle head, a nut job, something that offends my eyes, and a homeless person. You're perfect.
Just checking.
A ver si enseñan algo, o sea, me refiero a
One-way
gameplay.
ticket written all over it.
Oh, it's wrong. What the hell have you sent us into? It's a bloody war zone out here.
Eyes up, people.
Congratulations, Task Force X. You're the first assets to make it into Metropolis alive.
¿Cuál King Shark prefieren, ¿El de la película o ese?
Task Force X. Your new mission is to kill the Justice League.
Raise your hand if taking on the Justice League is the worst idea you've ever heard.
I kinda zoned out.
A lo mejor después de esto, nice.
What did you think would happen? You'd crawl out of your cells, swoop in, save the day? Which superheroes did you say you were again?
Remember, your heads are ticking.
Holy moly. No esperaba
He's
eso.
not gonna make it.
Ese por el like group, ya sé por el like group.
Waller, the penguin is in flight. Repeat, the penguin is in flight.
Then let's clip his wings.
Oh my god, he's getting up!
Hitting him again.
He's right
¿Lo
out
van a
the
matar?
door. Somebody stop
¡Ah! ¡Qué sucios son!
No. It
Lo van a
very much
matar.
did not get him. Waller, blow up his head.
¡Qué sucios son! Se ve nice, pero necesito gameplay, literalmente.
Well, definitely don't want to get on Amanda Waller's bad side. Maybe it's a good thing Javelin
Qué
is not in the
sucios son.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game.
Sin nada de gameplay.
Still you? Of course, in the movie, I was hoping I'd come back to life in the end credit sequence, but no such luck. Maybe that'll happen in the VHS version of The Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Double fingers, double crossed. Let's do this. I mean, look, John Cena gets a spin-off series, but
Ahora vamos
not
a
me.
tener el
Flula
vistazo de
Borg, I'm
Peacemaker, I
delicious.
guess.
Where's my show?
Ya había salido
The
un clip, no
Suicide
sé si lo
Squad is
vieron. O
fast
se supone
becoming
que
a
sí,
huge
porque si
franchise
me
for
siguen en
DC.
Nerdygon ya lo
The
tuvieron que
comic
haber
books,
visto.
huge movies, the games of video like you just saw. Not starring me, apparently. Spin-off series, also not starring me, rude. And music videos. Fine, I'll make my own. I have a phone. Anyway, if you go to the clubs like I do with me and my best of friends, squad friend King Shark, you'll know this next song is all the rave. Give me those glow sticks. Yeah, don't give them to him.
Este tipo me da mucha gracia. Me want spend time with you. I would never eat you. O sea, King Shark está más adorable que el de juego. El del juego está bien mamadísimo.
Nothing like it.
Esa parte me dio cosita. Bueno, vamos a esperar a que suban esto también para subir.
We're all gonna die.
Just try to get that song out of your brains now, baby sharks. Of course I'm happy to be a part of such an amazing squad, and that includes you, the fans. Thank you for supporting everything the Suicide Squad. We heart you, I think it goes like that, and I know I'm not alone when I say that. I have proof for you. Here is a very special message from all my squad buddies to share. Check me out. I mean, check it out. It's this week. I'm not a narcissist. I donate.
From the entire Suicide Squad, from the bottom of our
Yo
hearts.
sé que yo no le hice review de eso porque no tuve tiempo. En verdad la película estuvo nice, pero...
Why we do what we do.
As a
O
director,
sea,
I feel
mejor que la
truly
primera que
blessed.
habían hecho, sí está, pero tampoco fue la gran cosa en mi opinión.
Wow.
En verdad, lo mejor de la película
I don't
fue
know what to say, guys.
Peacemaker, la verdad.
So
O sea, aquí
unexpected.
se respeta más a
You're
John
so loved. I don't
Cena
have a
de lo que lo respetaba antes.
speech prepared or anything, but let me just say that you are so welcome.
John, we're not thanking you, mate.
We're thanking all the fans.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. I mean, of course, they're the fans, right? They know I like to joke around, which is exactly what that was. It's a joke.
Sure, John.
What John means is that he would also like to thank you, our amazing fans.
Thank you. Love you guys.
¿Quiero enseñar algo de Peacemaker o lo van a dejar para después? A ver si ahí está bien encima.
Okay, you guys know that was a joke. The Suicide Squad would be absolutely nowhere without the support of the fans.
Voy primero a dejar
You
esta
guys
calle.
love these characters as much, if not more, than we do. And I truly want to thank you for your passion. Flula, man, I'm sorry, bro. Javelin would have made a great character for a spin-off. But you know what? Maybe we can see about getting involved somewhere down the line on Peacemaker. I mean, no promises. James Gunn created this whole thing for HBO Max, and he has a vision all worked out, but we'll see what we can do. And if you want to hear more of what's in store for Peacemaker, you can join James, myself, and my amazing castmates for some additional insights. Hey everybody, John Cena here on the set of Peacemaker.
Every time you were shooting, you went, ow!
Why am I doing this?
They said you couldn't get a job.
Get up. Oh, hi. 23
Quiero
says
ver
I might
insights.
be 26%
Yo quiero ver
asshat.
trailer.
I know my last name is Smith. That's a generic fucking name. The reason it's Smith is because we came over as asshats, and I had to change it on Ellis Island.
everybody, I'm James Gunn. Today we're talking all things Peacemaker. Of course, I'm joined by my behind-the-scenes partners in crime, executive producers Peter Safran and Matt Miller, and our fantastic cast, Peacemaker himself, John Cena, Danielle Brooks, who plays a character of my own making, Leota Adebayo, Jennifer Howland and Steve Agee, Amelia Harcourt and John Economos, and Chuck Owuji, Clemson Murray, and finally Freddie Stroma, who is our vigilante. So, guys, let's get into it.
It goes without saying, I miss you guys. It's great to see you all.
Miss you so much.
You too.
John, were you surprised when Peter called you up and said, hey, you know, we're thinking about doing a Peacemaker TV series?
I was surprised, but man, I was more than ready, and I was more than excited, and I'm glad we got the opportunity.
Freddie, for you, you came in and you're playing the oddest character of everybody, Vigilante Adrian Chase. And you're not that odd.
Yeah, no, I'm so pretty vanilla. I love it. I really, as soon as I started reading the sides, I was just like, oh, I really like this character. And he has just that kind of, you know, a really fun relationship with Peacemaker, and obviously working with John was just incredible.
I've seen Freddie, but for how many of the rest of you are you hearing him talk with a British accent for the first time?
Oh, me, yeah. And I'm like, my brain is melted. I can't believe it.
So, Danielle, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character in general, who she is, what's her story?
This is all new to her, you know, and so she's coming in very green. She used to work with animals, and now she's been thrown into this completely different world.
You brought her to life. You really did. And you do inhabit a role in this very special way. And it was just so fun to see you flow.
For Harcourt, her relationship with Adebayo, this new member of the team that's coming in and that Harcourt does not trust, it was something really unexpected for me when I met Danielle, and I literally could not hate her. Like, she is just she's the most lovable, warm, wonderful person.
The sisterhood of Harcourt and Adebayo is a wonderful thing to see.
It feels like that's part of, sorry, James.
No, go ahead, Chuck.
The first day we shot, at least I shot in John Cena's trailer. And it was the scene where we all, the team, meet John Cena. And Danielle, you made her continuously improvise, being nervous, and she would, I mean, that improvisation as there were tears running down people's eyes, and it went on and on, and Danielle was put on the spot, and the things that were coming out of her, and to the point where off camera, Steve just had to get his camera out and film it.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of how often working with Steve, you'd you know, be in a scene and you'd look over behind the camera and there's Agee filming you.
This is like my first day with the cast, like all the cast too.
Qué disimulado el men.
Recording, everybody's laughing. John Cena's holding character, so he's making me nervous. Everything, it was crazy, but it was one of the things I will never, ever, ever forget.
It's okay if you do forget it, because I have it all on video.
I freaking love everything
a mí no me
about
molesta
your
que truene, en verdad me gusta,
however tall you are.
O sea, no quiero que se vaya la luz.
Freddie was such a warm spirit
o sea,
to
los
come
que viven
into
en
the
Puerto Rico
space
saben
as well.
que
Like, you
cuando
know,
llueve
even though he was new,
es
he
una
jumped
señal de que
right
se va a ir la
in
luz.
fearlessly and worked with us. And Jakuti is the real deal from day one. You're just like, oh my gosh, he elevated all of us to bring our best. So it's been really great getting to work with everybody, and you just really made a girl's dream come true to get to tell this story with you all. This is not a world that a person like me normally gets to be a part of at all. To have the action portion and also the depth of a person, I am so thankful for you.
I love you. I just think you're the greatest. Although, you know, I'm surprised you did give Chuck so many, compliments, because you would often come over to me and say, that I was supposed to tell Chuck to watch you to see how it's done.
Oh yeah, everybody had to get on my level.
James, I remember you said to me on set one day that only Eagly competed with Chuck in terms of
being a really great actor. You said that was the only one.
I think we have not brought up Eagly, who of course steals the show.
He's Peacemaker's pet eagle, and he's Peacemaker's best friend. As a dowel with some green tape on it,
Me siento parte de la conversación, ¿sabes? Todo desde su casita,
Yeah,
yo también
that's
desde
true.
mi casa.
I also got to say that this is probably the third or fourth thing I've worked with James on, and I've never seen him more giddy working on something in my entire life. I mean, there was one night we were shooting, and the whole time, it was like 3 in the morning,
James
and
Gunn cuando
James
lo ven
is just
hablando de
running
él, está como
around
que,
laughing like a maniac, and he kept saying, I can't believe they're letting me shoot this.
Yeah, that's the happiest night of my life. I'm like, that was Warner Brothers' funeral that they let me do that. We'll see.
La película quedó bien, pero no es la mejor de DC como mucha gente está diciendo, o sea, por lo menos en mi opinión.
Dancing for 4 minutes
Sí,
in his
lo sé,
tidy whities
tengo
to the
miedo.
choir boys. I don't believe there's ever been a show that offers that up.
The memorable tidy whities.
Okay, so we're going to be taking some questions from the fans. These came from Instagram and Twitter. So at Remy.c.l asked, was there any characters you wanted to put in Peacemaker but couldn't? I guess that's a question to me. The answer is no. I got to put in every character I wanted to. For John Cena, at Popsignite asks, what was the most difficult part of becoming Peacemaker?
I think it was just getting comfortable being a super asshole. I'm normally just a normal asshole, and I think just being a high-octane asshole was probably the most difficult part.
Wasn't it really difficult because it seemed to come to you pretty easily? Okay, here's a big question. I guess we can throw this to Matt and Peter. What can we expect for the show? As at Magic CM1210.
Well, I mean, I think what we can expect is a truly original superhero show. James wrote all 8 episodes. He directed 5 of the 8. And it's just got that unique tone that James brings to all the content that he creates. So I think it's something pretty special.
Yeah, I would also just add to that with the action and the spectacle and the emotion and the comedy is also like this workplace comedy at the center of it.
Ayer no estaba hablando hoy que voy a hacer cobertura del DC Fandome.
It's like The Office as a superhero.
With more people getting shot in the face than in the Office.
Occasionally, yeah.
So, at Smrooty Anmol asks, is Peacemaker going to go through a journey changing from a jerk to a lovable hero in the series, or will he remain that crazy, not to be trusted liberator? That's kind of spoiler.
I was gonna say, questions that can't be answered. That's perfect. It's right up my alley. We just can't give anything away. You'll have to watch and see on HBO Max.
What about the rest of you? What did you feel about, seeing Peacemaker's journey in this show?
Can't really say much, so I just, there's definitely great character arcs that you will thoroughly enjoy.
Bueno, yo pienso que la mayoría de las cosas buenas que todo el mundo quiere ver las están trayendo ya y apenas ha pasado cuánto ahora.
And I just thought that was such an interesting thing to explore with the series.
I think one of the interesting things about Adebayo and Peacemaker is that on paper they seem very different. They seem like polar opposites, but they actually have a ton of things in common. And one of the things that they're both dealing with is loyalty versus morality, and not disappointing people that mean the most to them, and finding the beauty in each other even though their worlds are completely different. So that was a lot of fun to play with, and definitely added to the layers of our 2 characters.
That's extremely well said.
She's the only one he gets along with. She's the only one that thinks he's funny, Right. She laughs at him, she blows off the stuff that he says it's stupid, and realize he's an ignorant asshole. And that to me is really special because it is so much of what the show is about.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this crew because no one came in with an ego. Nobody came in with a chip on their shoulder, but everyone comes in with a history, with something to offer, with a set of skills, and it's a bold step. You're James, you're taking a step into trying to grow the genre, and we're going to do it with 8 episodes, and hopefully we have more, but everyone has their moment, and that certainly comes from your writing.
Really quickly, there was a sense of, we're going to have fun doing this, so that really helped. And that came top down. The shit rolls downhill.
It's been such a great experience, and such a fun, massive experiment that, I just can't wait to share it with the fans, DC fans, and just fans in general.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, everybody, for giving us all so much time. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's well, and I hope to see everybody soon.
En verdad, tiene suerte de que gustó el personaje, o sea, por lo menos en mi opinión. Pues si no, no creo que esta serie le iría tan bien.
Almost as excited as I am. I know I had a great time.
Aunque no sé si a todo el mundo le gustó, o sea, ustedes déjenme saber en el chat, o sea, si les gustó.
Exclusive, never before seen first look at a Peacemaker teaser.
Jamil, you cool?
What does that mean?
Truth is, you're supposed to be in prison.
For what?
Después de Suicide Squad.
Peacemaker.
Get out of here! There's no superhero called Peacemaker!
Dude, I'm famous.
You're a born killer with expertise in every weapon known to humankind. Giving you the chance to stay out of prison and work for me.
Bad people.
This is hardcore.
Entonces se va a enamorar de ella.
You're an economist, tech and tactics. And this is our new recruit, Adebayo.
You don't have to shoot people after they're killed.
Es cool el casco nuevo.
Who's the guy that's peeking out behind the trash can?
Vigilantes, trying to be helpful.
Our first target is Senator Royland Goff. Goff may be traveling with his family.
Are you sure those two kids came out of those parents? That's an attractive couple. That one looks like he came out of it, but the other one looks like a butt baby. Yeah, my older brother told me there's two types of babies. One that comes out normal, and then butt babies. Worse in every way, they come out of a woman's butt. No, I believed I was a butt baby until I was like 14.
That explains a lot. There's something about him that's sad.
Hey, Dad.
I'd much rather go into a Nancy boy like you.
No, let me just think of a maniac.
No! That's because we're born killers. What separates us from other killers is we only kill bad people. Usually. Unless there's a mistake.
You use being a jerk as a way to push people away.
You suck at PowerPoint.
But if you would just drop that, people actually might.
La serie, como ven, o sea, va a ser bastante sangrienta igual que la película. Oh my god. Para los que les guste John Cena, pues mira, ahí lo tienen en canzoncillo. Ahí está tronando. Más John Cena en ropa interior. Las águilas.
Oh my god. He's hugging me. He's hugging me. Dad, grab my phone. I don't want to move. Yes?
Still to come,
Bueno, so
Supergirl,
far,
DC League of Super Pets, and a
bien.
first look at the Flash
O sea, la
movie.
serie. Si te gustó obviamente Suicide Squad, la película, o sea, la serie te va a gustar también. Además de que obviamente tiene lo mejor de la película, que es Peacemaker.
Yes, I'm super excited for an up-close and personal look at the Superman family of characters and shows. I'm actually a lifetime fan of the Man of Steel, and now there's more Superman content than ever before. From the hit series Superman and Lois, give it up for Superman and Lois, Tyler Hoechlin, and Elizabeth Tuller.
Esa serie en verdad me llamó la atención. Es que nada de eso hacía
Thank you,
parte
Grant.
me llamó
Needless
la
to say,
atención.
we're big fans of you too. And we're so excited to be here.
O sea,
Thank you to the
Superman.
fans for giving Superman and Lois such a
Lois.
warm welcome into your homes.
Él no
Thanks
me
to
da
you for coming
vibras de
back for a second
Superman
season.
realmente.
But wow, season 1, you had a secret brother. Lois had a lot going on with just about
¿Por qué le
everyone.
dicen
Jordan
eso?
found
Y
out
si hay
he has
alguien que no la
powers,
vio,
Jonathan
o sea,
doesn't.
acaban de dar spoiler.
And remember how cute you looked when you were coaching high school football? The sky is the limit for Superman and Lois, especially in season 2. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at our first day back on set.
Hola Alan, no importa, no estás tarde, apenas ¿cuánto va? Apenas llevamos una hora, o sea, este evento, no por favor, no te vayas, este evento dura 4 horas, así que...
Why, hello, DC fandom. Welcome to the Kent home.
Well, if you'd like to come in, just wipe off the
Sí, literal, acaban de soltar todo el spoiler. O sea...
Hey everyone, so we're just going to take you on a brief
Y si yo la
tour
quería
of the
ver,
house.
¿ya
This
qué?
is a staircase that is, I want to say it's a fake staircase, but it's not. It just doesn't go to anything.
It's the great beyond.
The great beyond, that is right. So this is our hallway. As you can see, got some family photos and some other stuff, and we shoot, I would say the majority of our scenes are in the kitchen. A non-working fridge with actually, look at that, nothing in it. Tyler has a drawer in this kitchen that he hides his stuff in. I also have a drawer in this kitchen that I hide my stuff in. And I have a candy stash. I have a note saying, Bitsy stuff, please leave in the drawer. More candy, hand sanitizer, eye drops, water, sides, hair things, my phone.
It's like a freshman locker.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go into what was formerly Martha Kent's bedroom, but is now Lois's office.
Personally, this is my favorite room in the house. I think it has just the coolest amount of stuff around.
There's a really cute family photo over here. If I had to pick something that I wanted to take home from set,
No es porque me gusta
other than
Henry
my
Cavill
candy and my candy
físicamente, y obviamente sé que esto es de otro
One thing I would
universo,
take home
whatever,
is
pero...
this little old camera. This old brown camera. It's really cool. I'm always constantly fidgeting with it and having to memorize exactly where it was so that I don't ruin everything.
Dining room scenes, I would say we shoot most of our eating scenes in the kitchen. We have some stuff in here. Out the window, I remember when I first started shooting on Graham, I was like, oh, it's so cool. There's these crazy large photographs that get changed according to time of day. The exterior of the farmhouse is totally separate, and we shoot all the exterior scenes there. Anything interior is on our stage. We also shoot a lot in the living room. This was one of my favorite
serie no me llama la
scenes,
atención, a mí
which was,
tampoco.
the big paint fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
O sea, yo soy una persona que sea bien full fan de DC, tiene que haberla
I
visto,
come here and I
pero
play
que
piano to unwind.
yo
A
por
lot of
más que me guste
tones
DC,
and
no,
whatnot,
no
and
me
people start
interesa.
singing along. So, you know, a lot of people have fun in this little room when we're not exactly working as well. You know, it's fun.
My talented son, everyone. The boys' bedrooms are on another stage, so because again, the upstairs is to the great beyond. And then there's a porch that wraps around, but we typically shoot the porch scenes outside on the exterior farmhouse set.
No, por favor.
Thank you everyone for joining us on this tour of the Kent house.
We hope you join us for the rest of season 2 and the beyond. And thanks for watching.
De nada, de nada.
While we're happy for another season of our show, we're also sad that it's almost time to say farewell to Supergirl. The series is in its 6th and final season. I donned the cape of Superman for the first time on Supergirl, so it has a special place in my heart, and it is bittersweet to say farewell to my on-screen presence and friend, Melissa Benoist as Supergirl.
Supergirl reminds us that we are all powerful and strong. The challenge is realizing our potential. Right now, the cast of Supergirl, including Supergirl herself, Melissa Benoist, have gathered to chat about the show and share their favorite memories over the past 6 seasons. Let's listen in.
Hi everybody, it's Melissa Benoist and I'm here on the set of Supergirl.
Igual, como les dije, no la he visto, pero por lo menos ella se ve bien como Supergirl. No sé cómo lo harán en el show porque no la he visto actuar, pero...
We're going to take a fond look back at the last 6 years of the show. Please join us. I mean, it's changed my life, this show. It's been a joy and seeing the way that this canon and the mythology affects
Bueno, está bien
people
porque así me dan break a subir las noticias.
people that look up to our
Así que pongan lo que
characters.
quieran.
It's very meaningful.
I would say that because I wasn't originally cast as the Martian Manhunter, I was actually just cast as
Ahora mismo estoy subiendo la Suicide Squad, estoy un poquito atrasada,
it
pero...
was only after the pilot that I was made the Martian Manhunter. I can remember going home with a pile of Martian Manhunter comics and just reading all of them, thinking this guy is awesome. So I was just really excited to suddenly get this brand new character and fall into this whole story arc, which has really been great to me, and I've really enjoyed not just playing the character, but meeting all these fabulous people and also directing on the show as well. So it's
el hecho
really
de
been, to me,
que maybe estas personas fueron fan de DC como ellos mismos lo han dicho y todo eso, o sea, que se te da la oportunidad de aparecer en una película de DC y Marvel o algo de superhéroes que tú siempre has sido fan, tiene que estar bien brutal.
Where Staz and Melissa do karaoke and sing Africa. I think it's magical, and I watch it on repeat. I love it so much.
They sounded beautiful.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Ya este trailer se ve 4K.
Both of us come from like a musical background, so it's really nice to at any point get to kind of
subí ahí de
find a
buena
way to kind
calidad, no se pueden quejar.
combine all the mediums of art. So it was really fun. I really liked it.
My favorite scene that we ever did is in my favorite episode. And it was Flavor's Moon. In the quarry, it was pouring rain.
Let's hope this thing works.
It was Kevin Smith's first episode, and he ordered like a
bacon truck.
Bacon truck. So all of us were just eating like bacon wrapped bacon bread with like cheese and bacon
And it was pouring rain.
En verdad no se ve mala, como les dije, yo vi al principio de la serie cuando empezó, pero ahora supongo yo que está mejor y todo, pero no me llama la atención igual seguirla viendo. Pero sé que ella pues por lo menos se ve mejor como como Supergirl, o sea, la quiero. Mi mamá es mega fan de Supergirl, todavía Gotham. Yo creo que esa es de las pocas series que yo he visto full de
In season
o sea, de
2,
DC
I
y me
had
encantó
to
Gotham.
eat
Y hasta
10
tengo.
pancakes at once.
Thank you.
And you want syrup?
It's not funny. My jaw sort of dislocated a little bit. No, that was probably stunt. That is a stunt.
If you get injured,
stunt eating, yes. Yeah, it was a big stack of pancakes, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so funny, and then my jaw went like, ugh.
That and also when you ate the pizza.
Oh, yeah, they didn't make enough. They made like 2 pizzas, and I was like eating 3 per take.
Yeah, I had a pizza scene this season, and I was like, maybe I'll eat the whole pizza, and someone
Se
was
me
like, Chris
endeleo,
already did that.
lo enseñaron rápido y parecía que no.
We do have a fantastic stunt team. I think we should give it up for Simon and just the whole team have just been really, really fantastic.
The craziest day I've had stunt-wise was on the green screen and the wires and me in the harness hanging. And I was with Tyler Hoechlin playing Superman, and he was like, I'm good. And I called it, and I was like, I'm done, and I walked off set like this. I couldn't walk.
Hard work,
Hard.
ladies and gentlemen.
It is fun when you're being carried by Supergirl.
That was carried.
I've been carried by Supergirl.
It's lovely.
Twice.
It's quite comfortable.
Twice. It's hilarious. I'm like, come on, girl.
I think for me, one of the funniest things that we did was cloth
Me voy
magic.
con el Peacemaker, ahora estoy subiendo los
Has that made it into the world yet?
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah, no, it has.
Can I get context? I don't even know what cloth magic is.
Cloth Magic is a spin-off show that never quite happened.
Basically, we would just put either of their capes up, and then pull them down, and something would happen behind them.
And Matt Barron, who plays Mitch on the show, who is hilarious. He's so funny.
Hold on to your jeggings, sister. You've got company.
Yeah, there's one line where he makes an entrance and is just like, basically ... Oh, sorry, what's Lex Luthor doing here? But every single take, he would be like, I just tried a milkshake for the first time. Oh, sorry, sorry, I got a parking ticket on this. It was just like, and I would like be like looking at Lex with like my eyes watering, and then I would turn around and just break.
What I think is the funniest moments are anytime David forgets his line on set.
That's the best.
He's directing an episode, and he's also in the scene, but forgets that he has the first line of the scene. So if you know David, the way he directs, there's a lot of energy, so he'll be like, all right, that's it, keep that energy, all right, and action. Line.
Yo creo que no me están saliendo los comentarios de Facebook o sí.
I get a lot of letters from girls saying that they, until they saw Lena Luthor on TV, they didn't think it was okay for girls to be studying science. And there's a lot of girls who are like, and I'm now in my 4th year in engineering, and I have you to thank for that, and the show to thank for that. And it's such a small thing, it seems like, but that's the beginning of a whole new life for them that they didn't think was possible because of watching the show.
There was a little girl who is actually a daughter of one of our crew members who, when she met me, she went, I have a question. Is your belt attached to your skirt or your shirt? No, it's Kristen's daughter. I can't say her odds yet.
Which one was it attached to?
It's not.
But actually, now I really want to know that. Answer that question.
It wasn't attached to anything. Whoa! Yeah.
Clock magic. It was a floating bell.
Well, how did it stay on?
What?
How did it stay on? Velcro?
I wore so many belts on this show that were like top sticked to pants that had no belt loops.
So just taped
Yes.
to the waist.
They love a taped belt.
Movie magic, guys.
We had a great moment. We did a Comic-Con in Chicago, and we had the line for people to come through and get autographs and whatnot. And there was a family, this woman came through with her 2 daughters, and one was, you know, her biological daughter, and then the other was adopted. And it was such a wonderful moment because they looked at the both of us just saying, you embody exactly like what we have in our house, and we don't ever get to see that. And to see like a healthy family dynamic like that. Especially, you know, and the young girl said, like, me being adopted, coming to the family, feeling like I belonged. It meant so much. That I remember was really, really special.
I feel like we have to talk about when you meet small children who think that you're really a superhero and think that all of your powers and everything you do is real. And then getting to navigate the conversation, they're like, I just talked to a little girl on set a little while ago, and she was like, make a shield. Do it. And I was like, I can't. And she's like, why? I'm tired. Because I'm Dreamer. It gets sticky for me because then they'll watch me jump and then just fall back to the ground.
Gracias por el like.
I got to work with very special people, and I think I'll miss you guys the most. I think, like you said, the collaboration is really great, and it's, I think the friendships is what you miss.
Even if it's hard sometimes.
Lo que me gusta de esto es que me está dando tiempo a subir todo. O sea, básicamente lo que puedo. Hay otras cosas que necesito información y pues no puedo subirlo por
having been gone a year, you miss each other.
Yeah.
It has been lovely to work with a family, a real family type group of people that kind of support each other. That's been, I'll definitely miss that.
And you know what? I do think I'll miss playing a superhero.
Yeah.
When enough time has gone by, and I'm, you know, I have some energy.
To Supergirl.
No, wait.
To family. Love bonds us up.
To family.
To family.
Thank you,
¿y ahora qué?
While it's sad to say goodbye, there's still so much to look forward to in the DC universe.
Including Stargirl. We've got a little end of the season teaser for you, so check it out now.
Esa no la he visto tampoco. Bueno, mijo, si a mí se me hubiera, yo por lo menos le doy al piso o algo, me enseña más desesperamiento. Puedo ser aquí ahí.
Where are we? You think that everything is black and white?
You are my greatest experiment.
Stay away from her!
Turn away from her,
darkness.
Hi, Courtney. You can't escape. You've hurt everyone you love. I've tortured your friends and your family. Do you want to play a game?
Vamos a hacer una patada al nene y ya, mentira.
After midnight?
It's amazing. Don't miss that special episode of Stargirl. There's just so much going on in the Superman universe.
And just for you superfans, here is a very early look at the art of My Adventures with Superman, a brand new animated take on Lois, Clark, and Jimmy that's currently in production.
My Adventures with Superman. Bonito eso, o sea, arte.
We are back with some more news from the world of Superman. Let's check in with DC publisher and chief creative officer Jim Lee to see what's happening with Superman and comics right now.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying DC Fandom as much as I am. I'm here to share news about Krypton's favorite son, Kal-El, or as you may know him, Clark Kent, aka Superman. Right now in the pages of Action Comics and Superman, a major event on Warworld is building. The Warworld Saga, which promises to be the biggest Superman event since the death of Superman. After learning of an enslaved race with mysterious ties to Krypton, Superman leaves Earth behind and travels across the galaxy to dethrone Mongol and liberate the people on Warworld. From writer Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist Daniel Semper. Action Comics 1036, yes, 1036, is the first issue in the Warworld Saga and will be available at your local comic book shop on Tuesday, October 26th. This is a story you definitely don't want to miss. And since Earth still needs a Superman to protect it while Clark is off fighting for the people on Warworld, John Kent, the son of Clark and Lois Lane, has picked up the mantle of Superman here on Earth in Superman, Son of Kal-El, from writer Tom Taylor and artist John Timms. This is a different, younger Superman who's figuring out how he wants to fight for the future and who he is as a person. You may have recently heard the news that John Kent's relationship with reporter Jay Nakamura will be formalized as John comes out as bisexual in issue number 5 out in November. And we couldn't be prouder to tell this important story. We talk a lot about the power of the multiverse in DC storytelling, and this is an incredible example. We can have John Kent exploring his identity in the comics, as well as John Kent learning about the secrets of his family on TV in the Superman and Lois TV show on CW. I have one more bit of Superman news to share first with you, the fans. We're excited to announce that to better reflect the storylines that we're telling across DC and to honor Superman's incredible legacy of over 80 years of building a better world, Superman's motto is evolving. Superman has long been a symbol of hope, who inspires people, and it is that optimism and hope that powers him forward with this new mission statement. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Stay tuned for more DC Fandom news.
Ella salió ahorita, o sea, no la vieron porque eso fue cuando estaba empezando, pero salió la que va a ser, me olvidó el nombre de la actriz, pero la que va a ser ahora Supergirl. Salió un momento al principio.
Still to come, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Injustice animated DC movie.
Okay, guys, let's make this a little interactive. Raise your hand if you have a soft spot for Superman. Same. But no matter how deep my admiration goes for the Man of Steel, I know someone who's even more of a Superman superfan. I'm talking about superstar, NFL great, Cam Newton. And get this, Cam found a way to incorporate his love of Superman with his passion for fashion. Here's the man himself with a special announcement.
Hello, bodyguard.
What's going on, DC fam? Hey, I'm super excited to have partnered with the DC fam as well as my hat company, Mashika, to create Superman-inspired Mashika hat, and we're dropping it here at DC fam. The first time I encountered Superman had much of an impact of what morphed into my career as Superman. It was just the aura of knowing that you could do any and everything. You know, outside of, you know, kryptonite, you know, Superman doesn't have any flaws. It was just who he was. And I think for me as a person, that's what I would want people to know and to feel like, you know, he has good energy. He has, you know, great qualities about him. And I think that's why I train the way I train. That's why I prepare the way I prepare. That's the way I play the way I play, because it just embodied everything that I prepared for. Fashion means to me expressing yourself without having the ability to speak up for yourself.
Subiéndole cosas de DC Fandome
is something that words can't even explain, because in essence we all have some type of superpowers, and we are a superhero in our own right. It's going to be cool to see how we show the different sides of Superman in many different ways. I'm super excited to unveil my super exclusive, and that's big super, and that's a big exclusive, Superman-inspired Mashika hats. Take it away.
Thanks, Cam. And I admit, I'm a little jealous. I mean, who wouldn't want a customized Superman hat? Honestly, I'll be happy with some Superman underoos at this point. Remember those? Google it. Now, up next, we have a movie that stars one of the greatest duos of all time, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. And of course, they are voicing the animated characters that will soon top the list of all-time DC faves. Let's meet Crypto the Superdog, Ace the Bat-Hound, and just a few of the DC League of Super Pets.
Lo de Crypto. Sí. A mí me encantaban los muñequitos de Crypto. Crypto.
League of Super Pet. I love it. Perfect.
Hey. Pets. Cool. You ever heard of a league with one dude in it?
Well, they say I'm in a league of my own.
Oh, you're in a league of your own, all right.
Se nota que es la voz de Dwayne Johnson.
Next summer, Dwayne Johnson as Crypto. Kevin Hart as Ace. How much did you have to drink?
Okay, how adorable does that movie look? I can't wait to see the trailer when it arrives. And I can totally relate. I mean, anyone with a pet knows that their pet is a super pet. Am I right? Well, some of you out there took that notion one step further by creating a superhero look for your fur baby. It's canine or cat cosplay, and I am so here for it.
Realmente,
right, let's see your league
está
of
cool
super
que hagan
pets.
eso, porque yo creo que no mucha gente ha visto, ¿cómo les digo? O sea, cosas de Cristo ni nada de eso. O sea, aparte de los muñequitos, porque los muñequitos ya son bastante viejos, pero a ver si me entienden. Yo nada más quiero tener un perrito, una mascota para ponerle disfraces. Mira, lo disfrazaría de Batman, miren qué cute. O sea, ya lo pusieron otra vez. Qué lindo. Qué cute. Otra vez el mismo gatito, pero qué cute se ve.
That was so much fun. And with Halloween just around the corner, hopefully you guys got some pretty good costume ideas for you and your furry family members. So stay with us. for more UGC, including some pretty cool human cosplay and impressive fan art, also by humans. Now, there's some true talent out there. Next up, you've got me, Gino Fillmore, smack dab in the middle of this exciting global event for DC superfans to tell you that the excitement continues right now and with a familiar face. Or should I say voice? Listen up.
Hey, it's Matt Bomer. I'm one of the lucky few actors who've had the honor of voicing the legendary Superman. You might remember me from the hit 2013 animated film Superman Unbound. I'd like to think that Superman represents the qualities that are the best in all of us. Truth, honor, hope, family, whether it's the one you're born into or the one you find. Someone who's there to look out for us, and someone who sees all of us as equals. I also had the opportunity to voice the Flash in Justice Society World War II, which premiered earlier this year. And because the DC multiverse is vast and constantly expanding, I'm lucky enough to play the awesome and complex hero Negative Man on DC's Doom Patrol. Here's a sneak peek at what's coming up for the rest of this season.
Esa serie la iba a empezar a ver, pero no lo hice. Pues yo creo que sí, que ya empecé a ver Doom Patrol. Ahora no me acuerdo. Yo creo que sí.
Come on, Gabe. How am I supposed to fix this alone?
My tech is part of who I am.
It's got nothing to do with who you are.
I think there's something he needs to show me.
I want to be a better person. What am I doing?
She must be eliminated.
He appeared to be dead. Something very ugly is set to occur, and it needs to be stopped. Who is the sister who just jumped out? Insidious, cutthroat, terrorist.
How does this crap keep happening to us?
We're all the way through the looking glass now.
There's no turning back.
There's something weird going on with you.
Something weird going on with you!
Why am I here?
They are coming for us!
Ya me está bien cómodo. Y viejo. Se me olvidó el nombre del actor. Pero a mí me gustaba antes cuando salía en la película de la momia, me encantaba. Era uno de mis primeros crush.
It's your boy Japan Wade.
I'm Diane Tomato.
I am thrilled to be a part of the DC universe.
Things are going to get very exciting.
With the new
Me gusta su makeup.
season.
O sea, no le ella.
Did I say fourth?
Fourth season.
Yes, I said fourth.
Celebrate with us by watching the first 3 seasons.
I on HBO Max. I go, no.
Things are about to heat up. Who? Yeah.
If you haven't seen Doom Patrol yet, hopefully that teaser intrigued you. I mean, it's such a cool and quirky and totally unpredictable series. Absolutely love it. And I'm super excited to see how this season wraps up. Now, speaking of wrapping up, we've got the season of gift giving just around the corner. Now, have you started your shopping yet? God knows I haven't. Or maybe, you want to get something for yourself, a new t-shirt or a hat, or both. Just complete the look. But don't forget to check out shop.dccomics.com for all kinds of merchandise and collectibles. In fact, I do believe we're having a flash sale right now. Check it out.
Ah, mira ahí. Ahí les estoy enseñando algunas. Esas no estaban el año pasado. Pero no sé, yo creo que las del primer año estaban un poquito mejor, de cierta forma. Esto es de lo de la película.
Greetings, DC Fandome and Domers. Ezra Miller here, live from the set of The Flash.
Mira, esa mía se copió de mí.
We're very excited to show you the movie, and we can't yet because we're still making it. We wanted to show you a teaser, but we can't because we don't have enough material to make a teaser yet. We can't make a trailer, but we do have this small sneak peek that my maestro Andy and I have put together that we really hope you enjoy. And I will see you in theaters later next year, or more importantly, you will see me.
Algo, no nos podemos quejar.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere you want, right?
any timeline.
Oh my
any
god, se me
universe.
paró. Peliquito. Holy. Wow.
Why do you want to stay and fight to save this one? You change the future. And you change the past.
El traje se ve súper. Oh my god. Oh my god, lo voy a enseñar.
Are you in?
Ay, Dios mío. Esa escena la tenían grabada. Ay, Dios. Qué cool. Pero quería verlo.
Hey DC Fandom,
Oh
this
my
is John
God.
Ridley, and I'm here to talk about the other history
Pero
of the
está
DC
bien, por lo
universe.
menos tuvimos
What is the other history of the DC universe? For me,
lo que
honestly,
sea
it's
que
a couple
fuera
of
eso, un
things.
teaser, whatever.
Part of it,
Dios
as
mío.
the title indicates, it really is about otherization. It's about people who have been traditionally
El
on the
traje se
margins in
ve.
real life and storytelling, but have been there through history, the history of the DC
Eso mejor que
universe.
un teaser,
have
sí, no nos enseñaron nada casi. O sea, en
in
cuestión
many
de. O sea, lo que
ways
quería ver
been
era
part
muy
of the fabric of the DC universe, but their stories haven't always
Oh my
fully been
God.
told,
Qué
and
hype.
not necessarily also been told by individuals who have a lived experience.
Pero
that
que saquen,
mirrors
bueno, que
those
tampoco tienen,
individuals.
supongo yo,
You
material
know,
para un
when I was
poster,
growing
pero.
up, like a lot of folks who read, part of being a fan is really filling in the spaces between the pages or between the issues. And what would have Diana, what would Bruce, what would Clark, what would they have done, you know, in the quiet spaces? What would they have done
Pero qué
between
cool, o sea, por lo
fighting?
menos
What would
tuvimos
they
primer
have
vistazo
done
de.
between
Ay,
saving the universe?
no,
And there's
tuvimos
just
primer
this
vistazo de
natural
ese
thing, I think,
traje.
for fans to
O
want to
sea, que
continue
algo,
that thought,
algo
want to
salimos
continue that
ganando de cierta
storytelling.
forma.
And I think certainly for an individual like myself, when I was growing up at least, it was
Se
still
lo voy
pretty
subiendo
rare
ahora.
to see people of color at the center of stories, to see them fully rendered, to see things, again, that felt like they had a lived experience. So a lot of the other
Bueno, a ver si
history
lo
of the DC
subieron ellos
universe
primero.
is really my history of the DC universe, and things that I thought, and things that I felt, and things that sometimes I literally imagined about stories, but became part of the universe that I knew and that I carried with me for years. To me, they're some of the most interesting characters. All of those characters, Black Lightning, Mal and Karen, who were the Guardian or Herald, Bumblebee, Tatsuya Yamashiro, who is
Todavía no
Katana,
salió.
Renee, the Question, and Nisa Pierce, who is Jefferson's daughter. It was important for a couple of reasons. I think that they are amazing defining DC characters. When you look back on the history of DC, almost every one of those characters has really transformed the landscape, transformed the narrative, and
Ahí
have
sí
been
lo saca
iconic.
HBO
Mal and
Latinoamérica, que
Karen,
está sacando las cosas
their
rápido.
journey is just two young people, a young
No todavía.
couple of color who were in love and committed. I mean,
Pero déjenme
when that
saber,
came
o
out
sea,
in
¿qué les
the
pareció ese
late 1970s, early
teaser?
1980s, even
A
without
mí, en verdad, como les
trying,
dije,
the message that was
un
sent
teaser,
with those two
pero me encantó. Yo no me quiero imaginar el trailer
young,
cuando lo enseñe.
committed couple of color was powerful. Renee, her journey from being a beat cop back in Batman the Animated Series to now being the commissioner in Gotham City is an extraordinary journey. Jefferson Pierce, the first black character in the DC universe to have his own series that he fronted. Characters that I really cared about, stories that I remembered, characters that had, to me, great lineage. Those were characters that I wanted to take a deep dive into.
News flash.
And now for some news on the Sandman. We are thrilled to reveal the first look of the incredible Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer. Based on the comic book series created for DC by Neil Gaiman, the Sandman follows the people and places affected by Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and human mistakes he's made during his vast existence. Look out for the series coming soon to Netflix. Coming up, a surprise cast reunion, Gotham Knights, and Batwoman.
like to take a moment to personally thank Warner Brothers Home Entertainment for bringing Injustice to the small screen. Now, as you probably know, since you're a super fan like I am, Injustice the film was inspired by the Injustice video game and the subsequent comic series written by Tom Taylor. That means you can expect all the hardcore, action-packed excitement in this animated film version. But I gotta say, and I gotta apologize in advance to all the kids out there, this one is for adults only. I know, where's the justice in that? But then again, that's why they call it Injustice, right? So here's more.
Ahora acabo de darme cuenta que estaba tan... ¡Ah!
The best joke ever. It'll be my masterpiece.
Estaba tan pendiente de esto que no me doy cuenta que, o sea, estaba Supergirl atrás y estaba otro Flash, o sea, de Ramírez. No me di cuenta.
Injustice. DC's most powerful heroes and villains learn that the weight of the world can either inspire one to rise victorious or be crushed asunder.
You'll throw away everything the Justice League stands for. Everything you stand for.
Superman can make a perfect world.
Oh, so now he's God. This tragedy of gods and humans, locked in battle over ideological and philosophical differences, transcends artistic media as the amazing franchise of Injustice has gone from video game to comic book series to a new pulse-pounding animated film.
All hostilities will stop, or I will stop them. The laws of Superman will not be the laws of Atlantis.
If we continue on this path, we go from policing to occupying to jailing, then becoming tyrants.
Or justice is finally done.
Injustice Gods Among Us.
Sería cool en un futuro verlo, o sea, pero full.
Allow for players to choose their champion and
¿Cómo
test
les
their
digo? O sea, en pantalla grande, algo de
DC's
Injustice.
greatest pantheon of heroes and villains.
I know you won't step aside, but you are not going to stop us.
You saw how prepared Father was. He has plans for all of us. You need allies.
This visceral and exciting fighting game was the impetus for the Injustice saga to continue in a jaw-dropping comic book series, expanding the electrifying and at times terrifying battle between Superman's regime and Batman's insurgency.
Any hero that doesn't pledge loyalty to the Justice League will be considered a fugitive.
Now this universe can be experienced as a full-length animated feature film as Injustice will bring to life the thrills, intrigue, and drama fans should expect from this Hallmark adventure.
How many people, husbands, wives, and children will you kill for peace?
Can we forgive Earth's greatest adopted son for his crimes against humanity? This is Injustice. A world where tragedy, loss, and the fight for the greater good will change everything.
Ponen el trailer, yo no sé si el idioma en el que está el
All right, we're
trailer
going to
lo
take a
puse
deep
bien.
dive into the world of Injustice. Joining me is NetherRealm
Mira quién
Studios'
está ahí.
Ed Boon, co-creator of the best-selling Injustice, Gods Among Us, and Injustice
Nunca
to
sé
video
decir su
games,
nombre,
and
pero ajá, de
creative
los Games
consultant
Awards.
on the Injustice
Y
animated
ese men
movie.
yo lo
And you'll
conozco
recognize
de
him from
reality.
This Is Us and Smallville, the voice of Superman in Injustice, Justin Hartley. Guys, let's jump right in. This is so exciting that Injustice has now become an animated film. I got to ask you, Edwin, you were creating this franchise. I mean, the comic book, the animated film, it started with the video game, which is so cool. But was that ever the original design?
No, as a matter of fact, it's always been backwards. The video game industry has done so many games based on movies or comic books or TV shows. And it's so cool to see it just done the opposite way, where the video game starts it and it just spawns off comics, animated things. This is one of the funnest parts about making a game, is seeing it kind of grow into something even bigger.
Justin, when you first heard about coming and being Superman in this, what was your reaction?
Superman is the character that, when you grow up as a little boy, that's who everybody wants to be, Superman. And then when you get older, especially when you become an actor and you start to dissect these characters that you play, you go, my God, that's almost an impossible character to play. How do you do something like that?
someone who has no flaws.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that, which was what drew me to this character, because we find him in a place where he is flawed.
That's what I love about Injustice, Ed, is that you put your own spin on DC and these legendary characters. I gotta ask, when you were first kind of conceiving of this property, I mean, what was the genesis of the idea?
You know, our studio is NetherRealm, we're the Mortal Kombat team, right? We would use the term evil Superman, but it's a lot deeper than that. The story is, what would happen if Superman was the most powerful being in the universe, was taken to the breaking point?
And it sounds like that's part of what really appealed to you about this role, right?
Yeah, of course, because it's like you said, you know, we all have our you snap in traffic, you get home, you shoot your mouth up, you say something that you don't mean. What if you were Superman and you did that? And then it's like, oh God, this title.
La cosa es que sneak peek dura un minuto.
There's no backing out of it,
o sea, lo de Flash.
He's just so committed into it.
And one thing I wanted to ask you about was the collaboration with Rick Morales on this, and you're a creative consultant for this, and I'm sure, you know, you have to strike a balance between knowing that this is an animated film, you know, you're coming from the video game world, but what was that collaboration like, and how much do you want to give the team creative liberties to build things versus, you know, being very authentic to the game story?
It's mainly focused on the comic books, but the catalyst of what happened that kind of really triggered Superman is featured in both the comics and the games. People who know and love Injustice will see new stuff. I was blown away at all the characters that they have in this thing. There's just so many. It's a great, like, DC fan service, really. You know, and it was so cool because we have these super moves in the game, and you see a couple of them in there. I just jumped out of my seat when I saw I don't want to give away again which one it was, but they have some of those kind of classic, iconic moments from the games in there. Again, they follow the story of the comics mainly, but the moments that they have from the games, you can tell that they specifically set out, let's recreate that scene, let's recreate this.
And awesome. Your Superman, what was your twist on it?
Honestly, the story was so rich. The story in the film is so rich, and it's pretty obvious what's happening as it's happening.
Yeah.
He's in a bad way.
Yeah. He's
and
really
so
in a bad way.
Yeah, so there's really no getting around that. You just kind of have to lean into that.
The arguments between Superman and Batman, to me, that dynamic, you know, each having a point. Superman's probably a little bit over the top, but each having a point is such a great
back and forth.
Exactly. Now you're gonna have to get a role in Mortal Kombat.
That's it, right?
Eso, el del teaser que enseñaron, yo sé que no va a ir nada, pero
I mean, thank you so much for joining us, guys. The movie is incredible. You know, I'm a huge fan of Ed and all you've done with the games, and I love that this is such an authentic interpretation of the franchise. Justin, you do a great job.
Thanks.
You know, focusing on Superman's story. So, can't wait to watch it. It's coming out very soon. But right now, here's Anson Mount, the film's voice of Batman, with a first look at an all-new clip from Injustice.
Thanks, Jeff. The vast majority of superheroes and supervillains are born of a singular event in their lives that dramatically alters their physical or mental state, or both. A flash of light, an animal or insect bite, an untimely exposure to some form of radiation or substance, or the death of a loved one. As the ultimate invincible Boy Scout, Superman has always avoided such trappings, until the moment in this film clip which serves as the catalyst for the central plot in our film, Injustice. Let's take a look.
The Joker is no longer in Metropolis. He's stolen a submarine with Harley Quinn. They took Lois with them.
I see it. Batman, one of the warheads is missing.
Hay algunas películas animadas de DC que están bien brutal, o sea, incluso más que unas películas live action. O sea que si no han dado oportunidad, se las recomiendo mucho. Después haré un video, maybe, si quieren, películas de animadas de DC que pueden ver.
You're not going anywhere.
Scarecrow's fear toxin, mixed with kryptonite particles. What did you do? I'm building the best Joker ever. If be my masterpiece.
Superman, stop. Whatever you're seeing, it's not real.
Mira, diablo, ¿para dónde se está yendo? Holy shit. La mato. No pudo. La van a explotar. Ven, miren eso es una película animada. O sea, pero ya me dieron un spoiler, eso me hubiera sorprendido. Eso me hubiera sorprendido si lo hubiera visto allá acá.
Popcorn ready and I am warming up my favorite recliner. Now to another character, one who may be blue in color, but he'll surely brighten up your screen. Let's learn more about the Blue Beetle in our DC Spotlight.
Hey DC Fandom, my name is Ángel Manuel Soto, the director of Blue Beetle, and I'm super excited to be here. And with me I got a couple friends.
Hi, I'm Garrett Dunet Alcocer. I am the screenwriter of Blue Beetle.
Hey everyone, Shola Maridueña. I am Jaime Reyes. You might know the Blue Beetle. I'm excited to be here for this panel.
El de Cobra Kai.
We'll just hop right into it.
I am humbled and excited to be able to
no te me tumbe.
Blue Beetle to life.
It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be crazy, but it also has feelings. It's all those things, like Latin American people.
O sea, y eso literalmente era bueno para dejarlo a película para uno verlo.
This contains all of what's great about Blue Beetle.
Se ve padre el trailer de
in
esa
a way that's very
serie.
exciting, and that's only gonna
A ver si enseñan
get
algo.
better and better as these
Todo,
guys
yo creo que
get
todavía no estaba de esto.
The Scarab is one of the most powerful piece of technology in the universe that has made its way across eons and eons and eons and landed in front of Jaime Reyes.
The thing that I've loved the most about comic book series is that you see different versions of suits. Like you see like the metal version, and you see the flying suit version, and this and that. And I'm just so excited with each superhero movie. You have to one up each other. So I know for a fact that any of the other superheroes out there who think they have the best superhero suit, I'm calling you out for a rap battle. You got the best suit over here at Blue Beetle. Nice. And I haven't even seen it. That's how confident I am.
What I love about Blue Beetle, it's a deeply American character, right? And what I really like about Jaime is that he gets to be a reflection of somebody who's been around us forever, right? A Mexican-American kid who wants to be a part of this world, who wants to have a piece of this world, who wants to be able to thrive in this world. And like a lot of people like him, finds himself hitting the same obstacles that a lot of us face.
Seeing the evolution of the Blue Beetle character, this film kind of like opens the door for the new generation of what Blue Beetle can become at the hands of Jaime. And like you said, it is everything that makes us who we are. One of the things that Garrett did beautifully was capture the Latino family in its core as how we see them, not as how somebody tells us or how somebody has seen it from a third-person perspective. And for once, we're able to see a hero that comes from a family from a similar economic background to the ones that we came up and stands for and that represents the majority of the people who are the ones that are coming from the bottom.
That closeness of family is something that makes Jaime different than other characters that I had seen before, and that potential to me was beautiful. Peter Parker gets bit by a spider, and one of his first things
Me están hablando ahí de Spider-Man.
Well, You're from a Mexican family. Good luck hiding anything from anybody.
I'm so excited to be able to not only be a Latino on screen, but have the opportunity to show kids like you can do it too. I'm ready. We're gonna shake things up. We're gonna bring you guys a story that you guys haven't seen before, and do it with a smile on your face. So we're ready.
I'm very happy to work with this guy. I love this guy. So everybody, welcome to the family. That's all.
Bueno, so far, si no han visto de esto de el teaser trailer, y ahí en Nerdy Bomb están subidos casi
Smallville
todos.
premiered exactly 20 years ago today, which is just crazy. To mark the occasion, let's take a look at some of the show's most memorable moments.
Previously on Smallville.
Esa sí la vi, y me acuerdo.
What are you doing, Clark? So what are you, man or Superman?
Haven't figured it out yet.
Your real parents weren't exactly from around here.
What do you mean?
You are the last son of Krypton.
Por ese tiempo todo eso se veía tan brutal.
Who are you?
Lois Lane.
What kind of a monster are you? You were right about me all along, Mr. Kent. I am the villain of the story.
You okay?
I've waited for this for so long. I just don't want it to go away.
Eso era bien bonito realmente.
We have been down a long road together, Connie. One paved with difficult trials. Those trials are behind you now.
Trust me, Smallville. We can make this work. Oh boy, can we?
¿Cuál era? Ay, espérense. El primer Superman que yo vi en el cine fue... No, ese no es.
Hold on, you didn't think that was it, did you? Please welcome Clark Kent, Tom Welling.
Great, thank you for having me.
And we've got Lex Luthor.
Ha cambiado un montón.
Real treat.
Se ve bien diferente. Bueno, obviamente éramos un chamaco para esos tiempos, pero holy shit,
20 years after
cambió
the
un
premiere,
montón.
you would be here at a DC event talking about the show.
Michael?
You know what? Before I did Smallville, I wasn't really on any successful series. They were just sort of one season, two season. And then I saw the pilot of this. I called my mom and I said, I think I'm finally gonna get noticed in my life.
For a lot of you guys on the show, this was like the first big moment. Did you have kind of those same feelings when you watched it or when you were...
Yeah, I mean, I lacked a great deal of experience at the time.
Well?
No, I did. I mean, at no point do they say, you're going to be here for 10 years. We just never knew. We were always just sort of grinding and trying to elevate everything we could do, and it was a team effort.
We helped each other out a lot. I remember just being on set with Tom, and either it'd be him telling me or me telling him, he'd go,
Yeah. It became a trust thing for us
Yeah.
because we were together so much. And there were also times where, like, you know, his character talked a lot, mine didn't.
Not like real life at all.
No, at all. And I remember specifically there was a scene in the Luthor Mansion where, you know, Clark just appears there, Lex turns and he sees Clark, and he starts to talk and walks
Yo creo
over,
que yo
put himself to glass,
yo no
he comes
tengo,
back,
pero yo
and he's
tengo
talking to me,
una, o sea, de
and literally I
las
put
primeras
my
películas
mind
que vi, no me acuerdo cómo
back
que se llama la actor,
and
déjenme
you go,
verificar por acá.
that's all you have to say, that's your only line? And I'm like,
I would be like, I would say these whole things, these soliloquies.
Yeah.
pages of dialogue.
And then all of a sudden,
digo ahora
he'd
cuál
go, so? And I'd go, that's all he has? He's got so?
Was there a moment on set for you guys where you were watching him perform and you're like, holy crap, he's Lex Luthor, or yeah, that's Superman?
I mean, you just embodied Clark. I mean, it was fitting that you hadn't done a ton of stuff. Yeah. It just was the perfect timing, the perfect storm. He just had that vulnerability.
Yo sé que él salió otra vez en lo de Crisis de Guerra Infinita de DC,
ahead of the game,
pero
but saw the potential in Clark and saw that
fue
Clark didn't know what he was doing.
el primer
You know what I mean? Like that all sort of worked out. And one thing to remember, it was never about being Superman. It was about not knowing what your future is.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I think for Lex was, you know, making your future what you wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know, so
Fue
it was
ese,
a good
ese
dynamic.
fue,
But her
así no lo
question
ven.
really was, were you in awe of me when you watched my performance?
No,
No,
se ve.
not that I recall.
Over the years, there have been so many special guests on Smallville. Here are some who wanted to say hello.
Lo tapo yo.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Vamos a volver rápido, pero ese fue el primer Superman que vi.
Hot dog, I can't believe it's been 20 years.
One of my favorite memories working on Smallville was being directed by Tom Welling. Whenever someone asks me who was my favorite director I've ever worked with, I just say Superman. Obviously.
They let me do so many of the stunts, like running the side of the train and things like that.
Estuvo bien cool, en verdad. Aunque no le enseñaron mucho, pero me imagino que hablas de Superman que salió para el principio. Creo que sí, en verdad no me acuerdo cuándo salió la película, pero sí fue eso. Sí, ese mismo Superman Returns, gracias a Alan, ese mismo. Ese fue el primer Superman que vi yo. Y te digo que para ese tiempo yo que vi esa película y me encantaba.
It helps me appreciate it.
And seeing, of course, our boy Glover up there. Lionel Luthor.
I wish he was working.
I know, we love Beatle.
If you could change anything about the show, is there a moment that you would go back and be like...
I mean, I always thought that we should have seen a Bruce Wayne. Like, can you imagine Clark barging in to your mansion and like you're talking to somebody?
Sí, por eso te digo que sé que salió en lo de Crisis de Guerras Infinitas, pero no lo vi.
Anybody is.
Pero sí.
By the way, you know what's kind of cool?
El primero que yo vi fue el de las viejas, el que murió por
like Arrow and Flash, all these things, kind of like it started.
Ese fue mi primer Superman y después fue el de Smallville. Y es que Smallville no salió primero, pero fueron esos dos. O sea, ese mismo, el de Smallville, que están viendo ahora.
You know, it did set a version of a standard. Smallville is still kind of contemporary, still kind of looks cool. I mean, we're in Kansas, there's pine trees everywhere, but you overlook that.
I didn't even notice that. Now I'm for sure.
By the way, what the hell is with Lex Luthor's security? He would walk in. He would just show up and I go, fuck. Now my reaction really wanted to be, did you knock?
That's true.
Hey, where's my security here?
Serious question with the finale. What was that like for you guys getting to like, okay, we're gonna, some people that we haven't seen for a little bit are gonna get to come back. We're all gonna reconnect here on the show.
A lot of people think I quit the show. And I didn't quit. My contract was for 6 years, and I ended up doing 7 years. When the finale came, the series finale, I called the writers a week before, like a week and a half before, and said, I wanted to be with everybody at the end.
Yeah.
And so I showed up after not having seen Tom for like 3 years, and it was a bit emotional.
Very emotional for him.
Yes, and the first take, remember the first take, big crane shot?
Yeah. Clark comes in, and the mansion's destroyed, and there's this big crane shot, big swooping.
No sé por qué panel vamos todavía. Tengo que chequear los horarios.
Here's Michael.
Para ver qué viene
Camera comes in
próximo.
real close, and he goes, what's my line?
What's the line?
What's the line again? I was like, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are almost out of time, but before we go, let's hear some messages from some more familiar faces.
It's not every day that a series can celebrate like this, and I'm honored to have been part of this iconic story.
Happy 20 years, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville. 20th? No.
It was my first real big job. It also was welcoming me into an entire universe, a world that was so rich and so loved already. It was really a privilege.
I remember arriving on set and seeing Tom, and it struck me immediately. I'm like, my God, it's Clark.
We tackled some pretty serious subject matter, and then you would sort of, when they called cut, everyone's laughing and joking, and Oliver and Lex are laughing on the floor, you know, cracking each other up. It was a really, really great set.
I am so thrilled that I got to be a part of such an iconic series, and I just wanted to celebrate with you guys. So happy 20th, Smallville. Cast and crew, thank you for having me be a part of your journey, and I'm sending everyone so much love.
Awesome. Cassie Freeman, I remember she called me. She's probably got to be a little nervous going on to this show that's been on for years, and I just talked about how great everybody was and how comfortable she'll be.
Such a mild-mannered person, but when the camera rolled, she was a force.
Yeah.
There was a scene where she had to like turn on that Luthor blood, in a sense, and I was like, "Oh, this girl's gonna be all right." Like she's got it.
It was fun. It was fun killing her in season 2.
Now, someone that I know we're missing is Lana Lang, Kristen Crook. She wanted to be here with us, but she couldn't today, so she sent a very special message.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Los
Yeah,
leo
I've
ahora.
been on the show for 12 years now.
Igual fue mi primer Superman en cine, pero mi favorito siempre será Christopher Reeve.
Early adult
Yo no
years.
vi ninguna película de Superman en el cine, ahora que lo
It was right
pienso.
after 9/11. It
O
was a
sea, de
time
chiquita,
when
de las primeras películas de
people were
superhéroes que
looking
yo recuerdo
for
haber visto, o sea, en el cine,
heroes. And another
fue
one,
Spider-Man
it was a
3
story and is a story. I
y
think
Los
this is
Cuatro
why it
Fantásticos,
lasts.
creo que fue
It's a
la
story
primera o la
about growing
segunda.
up.
Una de esas dos, pero esas son de las primeras películas que recuerdo haber visto en el cine. Después de eso, sí también recuerdo haber visto las de X-Men, pero ya se habían ido. De DC, la primera película que me viene a la mente que vi fue la de, creo que fue la de Tim Burton, de La Hiedra Venenosa y Mr. Freeze. Esa fue la de las primeras que me acuerdo. Sí, esa fue la de la primera que me acuerdo que haber visto de esa. No en el cine, pero sí, es la primera que me acuerdo. Y me encantaba.
See you soon.
Newsflash.
The greatest thing about a newsflash is that it can happen when you least expect it. Like now, continuing from May's Festival of Heroes anthology comic, DC's Monkey Prince will return in February 2022 in a new 12-issue comic book series from writer Jean Lun Yang and artist Bernard Chang. Based on the 16th century
Quisiera
Chinese novel
pronunciar
Journey
bien
to the West,
los nombres como esa
DC's new
muchacha.
shape-shifting superhero, the Monkey Prince, aka Marcus Sun, will return to headline his own series. For fans that can't wait for February 2022, to read more about DC's Monkey Prince, a new short story just posted to DCUniverse.com. In this new tale available now, you'll see the classic Journey to the West characters defending the heavenly realm against Darkseid and his parademons.
Ok, vamos a ver qué viene ahora.
How's everyone doing out there? I am so glad to be back with you all at DC Fandom. What an amazing celebration of everything DC. Look, last year I had just been cast, so I have a very special connection with DC Fandom. It was their first year, it was my first year, so let's do this. Okay, now, you know you can't have DC without GC, Gotham City. It's dark, gritty, it's riddled with crime and corruption. That's why we all love it, right? Gotham is home to some really amazing characters beyond Batman. I, for one, can't wait to step into my costume for another season of Batwoman. All the Gotham content you can handle is coming your way right now. First up, an action RPG based on some of the most beloved members of the Bat family. Maybe you've heard of Gotham Knights? Let's play.
A ver. De este yo creo que sí nos enseñaron gameplay el año pasado.
Batman. Jim Gordon.
A ver si tampoco nos enseñan el mismo trailer, pues en verdad no me acuerdo, pero...
They never did. You don't stand a chance. Because they're always watching, always listening, pulling everybody's strings. Mine, yours. But no one talks about them.
Aquí tenían lo de las cortes de los búhos, ¿verdad?
The Court of Owls is a
Sí,
myth.
eso mismo. Esos cómics, en verdad, si no los han leído, se los recomiendo un montón. Qué bonito. Pide por el like, Abdiel. Damn. Pero quiero ver gameplay. O sea, yo creo que todo esto es trailer, si no me equivoco. Pero se ve nice.
If you really want to go down this rabbit hole, you need to know there's no coming back from it.
Claro que sí. Se ve nice. En verdad me llama la atención jugarlo, pero quiero ver un poquitito más de gameplay. Behind the scenes. Ajá, pero quiero ver un poquito más de gameplay del juego.
The hope that someone will take that story and make it something their own. And I think the folks at Warner Brothers have done a tremendous job translating and evolving the Court of Owls into the game.
The fans, they cosplay as these characters, they're hungry for more.
And so here you are getting to play out that conflict in the game itself.
I remember taking this walk around New York City, my old neighborhood. Nothing I knew was there anymore. All of the people I had known had moved away. All of the stores were gone. The feeling was so unsettling, and I wanted to craft a story that would make Bruce Wayne feel the way I felt.
The first time I read that story, I was just blown away because they were creating this really rich secret history of Gotham
No me estaba
City, very
saliendo,
plausible, believable.
pero
That was in
gracias a
direct
lo que
opposition
me
to
dieron follow por
I
Twitch,
think
la
probably
agradezco mucho.
for the Court of
Que me
Owls
acaba de salir ahora la barrita.
just by the
Y ahora lo acabo de ver,
fact that
así que
the
gracias a
owls
los
are
que me
magic
siguieron por
back.
Twitch, me
What an
amo
owl does
mucho.
a lot of
Les
the
mando un
time
beso.
is it hunts you and it stalks
Y
you
los
without you
de,
seeing it, and the fun of the way that the court goes
Y los que
after
suscribieron
Bruce
ahora
is to
mismo a mi
watch him
canal
from
de
afar for
YouTube
years.
fueron varias
Because
personas,
it's been
no lo voy a decir
something that's
porque
been
hay
in Gotham
bastante,
for so
pero gracias
long
también
and been
por
so
suscribirse.
powerful. And right beneath Batman's nose, I think that's the root
Igual,
of the success there.
ya los mencioné, pero los likes de Facebook, muchas gracias. O sea, por darle like y
One
compartir
of
el
the
stream.
biggest
Si no lo han
challenges
hecho,
with bringing
aprovechen
the Court of
ahora.
Owls from
Si quieren,
comic
¿verdad?
books to video games is really the interactive nature of what video games are.
How do you take that history, how do you take this cool imagery and bring it to life in a game that's very satisfying?
We could look at the source material, we could talk to the creators, and we could ask their opinions about that. We'd say, which of these elements do you think we can translate?
When I went out there to see what they were doing with the game, I was blown away. I mean, it took what we had done with Court of Owls, but it just elevated it beyond a lot of the borders that we had had.
You can't really rely on what you think you know about the court. We have expanded, we have added to it.
There are different varieties of Talons in Gotham Knights. And as the players begin to understand through gameplay the unique strengths and vulnerability of the Talon, it will affect how they equip themselves and how they unlock new abilities. So like any good RPG, we're presenting you with a problem, and then we're presenting you with a range of potential solutions, and players will have an opportunity to kind of maximize that according to their own style.
The entire team has worked so hard on this and put so much love and dedication into this, and I really hope it comes through and it gives them a really enjoyable experience.
I can't wait for us to share more information about this game.
But watch out for those deadly talons, because they are sharp. Be careful.
Vamos a buscar el trailer. Gotham Knights. Los caballeros de Gotham.
The Court of Owls looks truly sinister. I can't wait to know more about those mysterious masked supervillains and their deadly creatures. Forget Girls' Night Out. I'll be doing Gotham Knights In as soon as I get my hands on that game. So excited. I gotta tell you, being in the Hall of Heroes is a huge honor. Look at this place. This is incredible. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. DC is throwing a lot of really amazing content our way.
Es que
and
como no
they're
veo
not
hace,
stopping
yo no sé si
anytime
será
soon.
nada
More
para
news
Batwoman, ¿no?
flashes, more announcements, and more exclusive footage is on the way. But first, a heartfelt thank you for supporting Batwoman. I've read your letters, I've seen your fan art, and I spend probably too much time on social media looking at your comments and feeling the love you have for this character. About my character.
Oh, hey, girl, hey. Don't I get any love? You know, behind every superhero is a supervillain.
Well, you know Alice is a fan favorite. Look, everybody, please say hello to Rachel Scarston, who plays Alice on the show.
Hello, DC World. I am so excited to return to my evil ways on the show, and most of all, to get to work with the lovely Tracy.
Season 2 set up many new mysteries, characters, a new hero, which we'll take a special look at in just a few minutes, and we're going to get into all of it this season.
By the way, I will not be the only villain on the show this season. Did you see the premiere? Mad Hatter, Poison Ivy, and a whole slew of baddies joining in the fun.
Makes sense it would take some of Gotham's most notorious villains and a little push from Renee Montoya to get Batwoman and Alice to team up and work together this season.
By the order of the mayor's office, in exchange for your cooperation in these cases, you will be remanded into supervised custody.
You're tying my fate to a psychopath?
Well, more like handcuffing it, but yes. Any questions?
Yes. Does this kind of wreck my ensemble? I mean, I get the whole bat motif, but this is a 44-story building. Shortly, there's a more comfortable workspace available.
Good luck with that.
I'm just gonna hang out here.
What the hell are you two doing together anyway? Aren't y'all supposed to be enemies?
Long story. She's working with me. They're a little short-staffed.
Habla bien diferente de lo que está.
If crazy stuff's going down, may as well get a crazy lady's take on it.
You don't really use the C word anymore. Crazy?
Alice and Batwoman are working together? No, I'll have to see it to believe it.
Well, Rachel, should we give them a taste of what's to come on season 3 of Batwoman?
Perhaps a little bit of that never-before-seen stuff would whet their appetite.
I hope so. Here's a look.
As the resident expert on predatory behavior, I had some thoughts on how Mr. chooses his prey. I was thinking back to my first kill, for which I chose a geriatric
¿Hay alguno de ustedes que esté viendo, o sea, la serie de Batwoman?
Because you're a killer, Alice. No. Well,
A mí en verdad no me llama la atención, pero obviamente se cosa
I
mía.
chose her because she was easy pickings. See, when a fledgling predator is learning how to stalk its prey, it seeks to separate one from the herd.
So he wouldn't have gone after 2 victims for his first hunt.
Look at you learning to think like a killer.
Which means the pool wasn't this Croc's first attack.
And if it wasn't for all the blood in the deep end,
they would have just been listed as missing persons.
Just like missing persons, I
Vale,
found
estoy subiendo
last
aquello,
seen
por si
at
acaso me
least
ven
for
acá.
sure, a mere 2 miles from the pool attack. Welcome to his hunting grounds.
Well, I guess I stand corrected. Maybe Alice and Batwoman can work together.
Quite the twisted partnership. Rach, I have had so much fun filming with you for season 3.
I know you too. And I cannot wait for everyone to see how our story unfolds. Well, I should get back to practice on my maniacal laugh. I need it.
All right. If you like nail biting, what's gonna happen next, plot twisty television, then I'll see you for season 3 of Batwoman. And one of the newest heroes of the cast gets his own DC spotlight right now.
Well, hey, thanks, Javicia. What's up, guys? It is very good to finally be back with y'all virtually for this year's DC Fandome. It's Cameron Johnson here. I play Luke Fox on Batwoman. So, at the end of season 2, I finally became Batwing, DC's flying armored superhero. And playing Batwing has been a ton of fun so far. I mean, tell me you saw that dope scene in the season 3 premiere when me and Javicia teamed up and took down the
Literalmente le acaban de hacer spoiler a los que no han visto.
So let's take a look at the origins of this character and how we brought him to life on TV.
Otro spoiler. Esta gente le gusta hacer spoilers de la serie.
Batwing made his first appearance in 2011 in the DC comic book series Batman.
O sea, podías decir que saliste, pero no hay final de season. O sea, ahora mismo acaba de ser spoiler a un montón de gente.
By the time David retired, Luke had proven his value to Batman.
Just FYI, no sidekick actually likes being referred to as a sidekick.
Copy that. My number 2 dude?
Nope, not that yet.
Luke may not have superpowers, but he was a skilled fighter, having trained in mixed martial arts and cage fighting. So as the son of Lucius Fox, Luke had the same brilliant engineering mind.
Gracias por el like, Lester.
His tech-savvy Batwing suit allowed him to accomplish some very impressive stunts, like flying tremendous speeds with a special mechanical glider cape. Now, there are a few differences between the Batwing of the comics and the one I portray on television.
What the hell are you? Justice.
Luke and Tavaroff were friends in the comics before becoming rivals, whereas on Batwoman, Tavaroff is a full-blown villain from the start. Comic book Luke builds the suit with his dad, but on our show, it's Lucius who actually creates the Batwing suit based off of Luke's childhood drawings. In the season 2 finale, Luke discovers this years after his dad dies.
When I was a kid,
I drew pictures of how I imagined a black Batman would look. Turns out that my dad was secretly turning those pictures into reality. I can't even describe the feeling of putting on the suit for the first time. The costume designer, Maya Manning, and her incredible team did an amazing job designing it and helping me portray this character the way that I envisioned him on the big screen. It truly is an honor knowing that I'm giving kids like me the opportunity to look up and relate to another black superhero. I mean, it's such a surreal experience, and I can't stop smiling about it when I think about it, because, you know, I'm just a random kid from a random town in a random state that had big dreams and wanted to make a difference. I looked up to so many superheroes growing up, and I hope that some kid out there can see me as Batwing and realize that there's a hero in them too. And one day, you might just need to meet them. Now, as some of you may know, and the true homies have copies sitting on their shelves right now, I also wrote a Batwing story for DC's Batman Urban Legends anthology series. I was given this fun opportunity to choose any villain I wanted for Batwing to take on, except the Joker, and I won't forget that. So I chose to not only go for my second favorite Rogues Gallery villain,
Ahora sí.
the Riddler,
Ya los
I also
terminé de
decided to
subir
give him some killer prop
en
backup. So
Facebook,
our friends and I at DC
Twitter
we had such a fun time playing with
en
both
Instagram.
baddies and
O sea,
one
por si acaso
action
no han visto
package.
nada de lo que ha
Two
salido en cuestión de
incredibly
trailers y
fulfilling
eso,
moments
pueden
at
ir
once,
allá y
right? Writing my first DC story about Batwing and
Dame mi
announcing to the
espaldita.
world that
Hello,
I'd be
Siriam.
Batwing
¿Cómo
on the
estás?
same day. Happy Batwing Day. My journey to becoming Batwing has been one that I'll never forget. You know, one that I hope some of you
No,
out there
están
can find
hablando de
inspiration from,
básicamente
and one
su aparición
I would
en
love to
la,
continue on together
en la
for some
serie de
time to see
Batgirl.
just how much fun being the Metal Bat really can be. So all my love to you all. Thanks again for crowning me your newest hero, and I can't wait to show you even more Batwing this season on Batwing.
Okay, por si acaso viene por ahí.
Welcome back, DC fans. We are
Batman, por
excited to
favor.
share that
No,
the
mentira, eso
winner
iba a
of the
ser para lo
Round Robin
último.
fan bracket, Robins, is available now on DC Universe Infinite. Over 1 million fans voted in the massive winner-take-all bracket, greenlighting Robins from writer Tim Seeley and Valdemar Rivas. As all the Robins come together to talk about how being a Robin has affected their lives, they are
Ustedes a lo mejor
violently
ven esta
interrupted by
silla
someone
aquí
who claims
gamers
she
y piensan que son
was the
cómodas,
first
pero
Robin. The
no
last
son
time fans
tanto.
voted on the fate of a Robin, it went very differently. DC Universe subscribers can read this digital first
Necesito
title
como con
now
masaje en la
only
espalda.
on DCUI.
Still to come, Catwoman Hunted, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and the new Batman trailer debut.
Hello again to all our fellow super fans from all around the globe. Once again, I'm Niku Geek.
And I am Alina Janice. So
¿Cuánto-
far,
cuánto-
today's
qué
journey
hora
through the
es?
DC
Llevamos 2
multiverse has
horas,
been
¿no?
amazing. We
Ya
saw
mismo.
Wade Johnson as Black Adam and Jason Momoa returning as Aquaman.
The DC multiverse
Se me apaga
means
por
we
ahí.
also doubled down on The Flash, took a trip to Metropolis and Gotham City, and got the exclusive intel on the latest video games.
But there's also Jason Momoa.
Tranquilo,
But
Zoro.
once is never enough, eh?
Well,
Me escucho
anyway,
bien.
guys, there's still so much ahead, including the Batman. I cannot
Yay!
wait for that. But right now, it's all
Quiero
about
verlo.
Gotham's truly fiendish feline, Catwoman.
Catwoman is clawing her way into a new animated film. For more on this exciting project, please welcome the actress who voices the title role, Elizabeth Gillies.
Catwoman celebrates her 80th anniversary next year, and Warner Brothers Animation, DC,
Está la de
and Warner Brothers Home
Victorious.
Entertainment salute her longevity and popularity with the release of the DC animated movie All Her Own, Catwoman Hunted. The felonious feline is voiced by moi, and, as you'll see in the trailer, Catwoman sets her sights on stealing the world's most valuable jewel, and as a result, everyone is hot on her tail. Get ready for the world premiere of the Catwoman Hunted trailer.
I assume you're ready for action?
This kitten's always ready for action. Darling, you're even more gorgeous in person.
Multiple countries have warrants out for your arrest.
I'm
Ahora mismo podría hacer un cosplay yo de Selina Kyle en The Batman. Ya tengo el colorcito de piel de la nueva Catwoman. Y eso también es morenita.
Minerva is Bill to Leviathan Crime Syndicate. It's now richer than
Sí,
many
estoy
countries.
transmitiendo en Twitch, Lester. En Twitch, Facebook y en YouTube. O sea, que donde te haga más cómodo ver, pues ahí es.
did not sign up for this. Did you sign up for this?
You really have to think about that?
Prepare to get your ass kicked. Don't make me fight dirty. A cat always.
Yeah, lands on her feet. I've heard the saying. Don't you ever get tired of that cat shtick?
Darling, I love your costume. Hold on to that one, love, or I might just steal him away. Wasn't that just perfect? Catwoman Hunted will be the first DC animated movie to be released by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment in 2022, coming to digital, Blu-ray, and 4K on February 8th. All totaled, fans can expect 5 original DC animated movies in 2022, as well as the spring release of the latest DC Showcase collection, anchored by the all-new animated short, Constantine, House of Mystery, featuring Matt Ryan reprising his role as the Hellblazer. Ever wonder what would happen if 2 youthful super teams joined forces to fight the bad guys? You'll find out in spring 2022 in Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse. Brightest days and blackest nights arrive next summer when Green Lantern, Beware My Power, adds to the DC Universe movies canon. And in the fall, the next generation of superheroes takes center stage in Battle of the Super Sons, the first DC Universe movie to be produced in CG. Rounding out the year, the world's greatest detective will look to unmask the holiday killer when Batman, the Long Halloween Deluxe Edition, comes to stunning 4K Ultra HD.
Alini, we're so spoiled with all of these amazing DC projects coming our way.
Now let's talk about the DC show that's about to hit the 100 episode mark.
That's right. DC's Legends of Tomorrow is going to achieve that impressive milestone in season 7. And right now, we're gonna celebrate by looking at 100 episodes in 100 seconds. Are you ready? Go.
No.
I see you've all decided to come. Could be on our way.
Mírenlo ahí, ahí está el Superman. Mi primer Superman. Creo que será él.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes. But if we succeed,
ahí, pues si querías ver la serie, pues ya te la están resumiendo básicamente.
I made you a certain promise.
Jax, we gotta go.
I want to enjoy this for a moment.
It's party! The 3 of us are going to change our past and our future.
Quiero ver a Superman. Míralo ahí. Se ve bonito.
And that's
todavía se ve bonito. A mí me encantaba cuando era más chamaquita. Cuando era más bebecita de lo que soy ahora. Míralo ahí. Se ve bien, o sea, todavía se ve tipo joven. Eso parece Daisy.
Don't worry. The rest of the legends are here. We're busting
Tropic Thunder parece eso también.
There's land ahead. All hands on deck.
Piratas del Caribe. Harry Potter.
Let's do this. I can't do that.
No, está más raro eso.
As I was saying, legends.
Me tomar agua que me deshidrato.
This mission has to be epic.
And I have the perfect plan.
Sarah, no!
What's that? Can we kill them now?
Vivo wants cuddles.
Smile, Vivo!
Oh my.
Hey, Dustin, you're fun too.
Is this a drill?
Are they lowering the barrier?
Wow, that I did not see coming.
Hey, cheese!
You wish. What is it?
Hello, Luismi.
Business as usual.
¿Cómo estás? Hace tiempo que no te veía por acá.
I told you guys we can't keep the cowboy narrator.
Sorry. Hey, man, we'll drop you off. Arbitraries, legends.
It's true that every generation has their favorite Batmobile. Mine personally is the Dark Knight Trilogy Batmobile
No,
from the
solamente
2K
estaban
trilogy.
enseñando
But for the
lo
next
que ha pasado, o sea, un
generation of
resumen
DC fans,
de
Warner
la
Brothers
serie.
Animation has been revving up production on their
Bien, aquí
preschool series
también
about some of
esperando
the
el
coolest
trailer de
DC
The
people.
Batman.
Of course, led by the
Yo
one
creo que
and
esa es
only
de las cosas que más
Batmobile.
quería.
But that's
Ya
not all.
vimos los de
Your
Black
favorite
Adam,
heroes,
pero
iconic villains,
que era
and
otra de las
all
cosas
the
de las que quería
citizens
ver y
of
lo de
Gotham
Flash.
City are taking on vehicle form in
Lo de
DC's
Batman,
Batman. And you don't have to be a
voy a
preschool
morir
to love
cuando
this show.
lo
You just have to
enseñe.
be a kid at heart. This is really fun for the whole family, so let's check out this very early preview.
Bad Wheels. Cars, pero de Batman.
Big news coming from the world of audio. Our friends at Spotify have completed casting for the upcoming audio series, Batman
Tiene otro
Unburied.
de Pring.
But you don't want to hear the news from us. We'll let Barbara
ver a
Gordon talk.
Catwoman, sí.
What up, everyone? At DC
Yo te digo
Fandome,
que
it is Gina
todos los
Rodriguez, and
hot
I'm
toys
so
si
excited to let
salen
everyone
de
know
esa
that I'm
película
going
los
to be
quiero
part
todos,
of
especialmente el de
Batman
Batman.
Unburied.
Lo
And I
necesito. O
get
sea,
the
todavía no ha
honor of
salido y ya
playing
digo
the
lo
iconic
necesito.
voice of Barbara Gordon. I'm so super excited. I'm so excited for you to come on the audio adventure with us, only on Spotify.
Joining the cast alongside Gina will be Sam Witwer as the Harvester, Amy Raver Littman as Kel, Jessica Marie Garcia as Renee Montoya, and Jem Peary as Arnold Flass.
Hey, DC Fandome, it's your boy,
Se no es el
Winston
de...
Duke, and I am so
el
excited,
de Black
so
Panther.
honored
Se me
to be
olvidó su
joining the
nombre.
DC family with Batman Unburied, with Spotify and DC, and we have been cooking up something very, very special for you. We've been creating something that's nuanced and beautiful, with great characters, great voices, and just a beautiful experience. So, in that vein, I am Batman.
Holy smokes, Batman! More news to come from Spotify and the forthcoming Batman Unburied podcast.
Still to come, Batman Caped Crusader, Harley Quinn, and the first details on the Batgirl film.
We
Oye,
know
¿verdad?
fans
Se me había
love
olvidado
one-of-a-kind
Batgirl con
partnerships,
Leslie Grace.
So we're here to announce an exclusive collaboration between the Batman and Puma. Here to tell us more about it is none other than
Batman y
football
Puma.
icon, that's soccer to some of you, and our fellow Brazilian Neymar.
Now, that is huge
O
news.
Neymar, é.
Fala aí, Neymar. Bate ousadia, bate alegria, hein? Conta mais, o pai tá on mesmo?
Fala galera da DC, tô muito animado pro novo filme do Batman. Sempre fui muito fã desde pequeno. Uma honra muito grande estar participando desse evento. Obrigado por tudo. E muito animado por isso. Espero que a franquia da Batman seja longa, que faça muito mais coisas.
Bagger con Leslie
Valeu,
Grace.
Puma.
Sí, exacto.
Batman.
Por eso, no creo que enseñe algo. Maybe un arte conceptual del traje o algo.
Fans would buy
Who
anything
knows?
having to do with
I
DC,
hope so.
especially
Por lo menos
if
eso
Neymar is
tener.
involved.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But now I want to talk about one of my favorite Gotham City gals, Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl. The tech-savvy martial arts badass is getting her very first full-length feature.
It was a role that every actress in town wanted, but ultimately it went to Leslie Grace after
Ahí
her
están hablando.
stellar breakout performance in last summer's In the Heights.
She was so good in that. And now, we're all looking forward to seeing Leslie take on the bad guys in a very different version of Gotham City. Let's learn more about Batgirl in this DC Spotlight.
It's your girl Leslie Grace. Hi DC Fandom, and I'm your new Batgirl. I don't know about you guys, but every step of this process, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening.
It's a big, big honor and privilege
En
to
verdad está bien
be
brutal
part of
eso.
that world. And that's really unbelievable. I feel like a kid again.
Honestly, I just feel like the luck is right on that.
we wanted to have a very broad casting. It was very broad in range of ages and races.
No, que obviamente
what was
le va a
important
quedar
for us
brutal.
was that the best actress for the part would be cast. Eventually, we saw Leslie among.
It was a goosebump moment.
Yeah, it was really like.
It's like the whole time, who is gonna be Barbara Gordon?
I mean, there was something that she just like that hit a nerve and felt like, okay, we are actually watching Barbara Gordon.
She's a girly girl, but she also is so capable of being strong and being determined and like kicking butt. And she wants to prove herself, but she's also still just so sweet. A lot of times we focus a lot on the male superheroes, but it was really exciting to read for a female superhero that has that grit and like is very sincere and almost eager to prove herself.
What's kind of fun about Barbara and Batgirl is that in this story, she's discovering Batgirl for the first time, and so she's going to explore a duality she's always had in her personality, but it's this whole new side of her personality, a slightly kind of more daring, slightly less law-abiding side of her personality that we get to just have fun and play with.
We ask Leslie to train a lot. We want the fights to be, pretty realistic so that it feels more raw and more real and more relatable.
I'm really excited about the action. I mean, I'm training so hard and we're trying to get as much, learned in my body before I get there. So I'm excited about what that's going to actually look like once we have a suit and once we're on location.
Pues todavía no tienen nada, básicamente, porque eso se anunció hace poco, pero pensé que ya llevan tiempito trabajando en eso. A ver.
I'm a fashion girl too, so I'm just dying. I'm like looking at that girl behind me, and I'm like, all right, I can see it.
We like that she has a cowl. That we can say. She will have a cowl. So it's not gonna be the design with just the mask on the eyes.
It was so funny. It was one of the first questions I asked once we were on. I was like, so is she gonna have red hair? Cause like I'm so ready.
A ver.
Affirmative.
Hey, va a tener el pelo rojo porque se estaban quejando.
That girl
is gonna have everything in the movie.
All the emotion. There's gonna be a climax. Gonna go crescendo.
Bueno, yo no le pondría el pelo rojo, yo lo pondría como anaranjado oscuro más o menos. O sea, como en los cómics.
I'm so ready.
Eso, concept art. Pero no me dejaron verlo. Pero ahí había un concept art de
While the Batgirl film is just about to begin production, we don't have to wait much longer to see how Titans is going to wrap up its season 3.
Standing by right now, we've got one of the cast from TV's Titans with some exciting news and an exclusive look into the near future.
Hey guys, Brenton Plates here. I played Dick Grayson and Nightwing in Titans on HBO Max. We're very happy that you guys have been enjoying season 2. And it's good to know
cazando, estaba pescando,
especially the hardcore true Nightwing fans, Titans fans. We're excited to be here at the DC Fandome. We're going to debut an exclusive clip from season 3 for you to see. And we really hope that finale, packs the punch and kind of lands for you guys. But first, we're going to announce something. Honey, go. We practiced this. What are we going to announce?
Season 3!
Season 4, we're going to announce. We're announcing season 4. Titans is going to go again. And we are very excited to go back to Canada and continue making this wonderful show. It's been a wild ride. I love making it. Toronto's a wonderful place to work, and this is such great, versatile, diverse content to be able to work on as an actor. But it is all thanks to you guys for watching it and enjoying it and demanding that they make another show, another season. Anyway, we're out. Thank you. See ya.
Vamos a arreglar mi cámara, está como que...
Okay, Dick, I'm here. What do I do?
Okay, I need you to connect the router to the Wayne Manor mainframe. Slide the security panel cover straight up. It should come right off.
Ahí está.
She told me about Jason.
Bueno, básicamente esto sería spoiler para mí porque no he terminado de ver el season, pero ni modo. No voy a morir por verlo, creo.
Okay, hold on, we're not done yet.
tell Gar to cut the red wire and hook it up to the router.
The red wire? You never cut the red wire.
Cut the red wire.
Gar, it's me. Dick left. He said cut the red wire.
What?
No, you never cut the red wire. I know, but that's what he said. What's happening?
Alright. Oh, shit.
What?
¿Cuál es el nombre de quién se fue?
What's the name of the one who got away?
Pones Katy Perry. Mentira.
Riddler. Oh,
Sí,
Tim?
literal, ya me lo soltaron ahí.
I've got one more try at this or I'm locked out.
Try Selena Kyle.
Who's that?
Trust me.
S-E-L-I-N-A.
Oye, Batman tiene ahí la contraseña, o sea, una pregunta así en la calle. Ay, va a salir ella ahí, yo creo que ella no se ha
Now
ido,
a privilege
creo.
to introduce two larger-than-life characters. Both have amazing fighting skills, but one has equally impressive biting skills.
Yeah. Please welcome Harley Quinn and King Shark.
Ok, estaban hablando de eso, ¿por qué me tiras eso?
Gentlemen,
Pues están hablando de la serie.
fancy meeting you here inside Starro's Vivo. Look, we all know why I'm here, okay? To present a little something for season 3 of my show, which was announced in 1972, and here we are in 2021, and 2 whole generations of animators have been burning the midnight oil on it, and the season is still not finished. And those poor artists died of acute carpal tunnel for nothing.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you still vamping?
Yes. Did you get the season 3 footage from HBO Max?
It is currently being uploaded onto the Fandome server.
And this is only happening now because
the hard drive containing said footage looked like a piece of sushi, and I ate said hard drive.
But it's being uploaded.
It is.
So you passed the hard drive?
The hard drive is wireless, and it is very much still inside.
Is it high speed?
Oh, my metabolism? Yes, I'm lucky. Oh, look! The producers are telling me it's ready to go.
Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. A sizzle reel for Harley Quinn, season 3, coming to HBO Max sometime in 2022.
Roll that
No me llama la
beautiful
atención eso.
footage. I've always wanted to say that.
So, what do we do now?
Let the Eat, Bang, Kill tour begin. Come
No, pues no.
Harley and Ivy are
Eso no lo sabía.
send our regards to whatever tabloid you work for and tell them
No esperaba eso.
deck his fancy soda stream.
I'll bring Harley and Ivy to justice and then you'll change your tune.
Ahí igual sigue siendo spoiler, porque a lo mejor eso había salido en el season y no lo vi por eso.
To us, together at last.
Partners in crime.
Pero ahí es Hiedra Venenosa, ¿no? Exacto, eso. Hiedra Venenosa y Harley Quinn.
There are so many surprise twists and turns, and I say that as someone who's already lived.
I will admit that looks pretty great. Gonna be better, after the crayon guy, colors it in, and then the sound effects guy does the pew pew stuff, and the music guy does the bang thing with the guitars. Oh God, animation takes forever.
You're telling me? I'm sure they'll get around doing something cool. The old "Que hombre." Any minute now.
Yeah, don't worry, you look great. Well, there you have it, folks. Enjoy the rest of Fandome, I guess. And please remember all the cool stuff you saw earlier, and not.
Bueno, cuando saquen lo de
And get
Batman.
ready for more of this soon. That's all I can move right now. Not too shabby.
Okay, we're done here.
Son las 2, digo, ya van 2 y
fanáticos
52.
del cómic de DC, it's me, Gary Camp, huge super fan of all things DC.
And a big thank you, Harley Quinn and King Shark. Now that we know what is happening with all of the other colorful characters in Gotham City, it is time to check in on the man himself. The 1990s award-winning show
Cool
Batman
sería, o sea,
The
poder
Animated
tener la
Series was the
oportunidad
first
de salir en
introduction to
el
this
DC
iconic
Fandom, o sea, como
character for
presentador.
many current Batman fans. Fans were excited that original series creator Bruce Timm will be teaming up with James Tucker and two of the
Supongo que es
biggest
una
names in
responsabilidad
television
grande,
and film,
obviamente, pero...
J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, to reimagine the series for a new generation. Let's check in with that dynamic group and see what they had planned for Batman Cape Crusader.
I'm J.J. Abrams, executive producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
I'm Bruce Timm, executive producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
I am Matt Reeves, executive producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
Hi, James Tucker, and I'm a co-producer on Batman Cape Crusader.
Warner Animation asked if we would be interested in working with Bruce on the animated Batman series, and Matt was working on the Batman film, so it just felt like an opportunity to collaborate not just with Bruce, but with one of my best friends on a project that I knew would be incredibly meaningful to all of us.
One of my elevator pitch versions of this show is that it's more Batman animated series than Batman animated series. It kind of goes back to the original principles of the show that we originally came up with back in the early 90s. There was certain limitations on what we could do in terms of adult content, in terms of violence and adult themes. And my idea is basically to say, okay, it's 1990 again. I get to do what I want to do this time. I got JJ and Matt backing me up.
You know, in Bruce's world, in this new iteration, it's just Batman right now. There's not, the Justice League doesn't exist. There aren't any other superheroes. It's Batman. You're watching this lone figure swimming through the cesspool of Gotham. It's Batman alone.
Si lo hacen así con esa animación, o sea, ochentera, o sea, es bien brutal.
And Bruce Wayne is the mask. Bruce Wayne is a phony person. He's a construction that Batman has created to deflect suspicion from his activities.
So he's going to be very low-tech initially. You know, as he develops as a character, we'll start introducing those gadgets, and you know, the audience can see how he developed the Batmobile using different prototypes. That's part of the fun of this series, is we're finding him discovering these things that most other Batman series, they already were there.
It really is an incredibly complex psychological story about someone who, in a way, needs to be redeemed, and that's kind of what at least this first season's about.
We've reconfigured some of the roles some of the characters have. We're starting before Batman has earned their trust and they've earned Batman's trust, so there's nothing assumed. We don't know that Commissioner Gordon will be Batman's ally. The journey of the show is to see how they, eventually grow together and learn to trust, or not. You know, nothing is assumed in this series as far as what we're used to seeing in the world of Batman.
What this does is it gives us the opportunity to say, okay, well, the versions of Joker and Catwoman and Penguin, those versions that we did on Batman animated series were really great and iconic. But there's lots of different ways we can take those characters that we hope will be just as iconic and just as powerful.
Bruce pitched the concept of Cape Crusader, and he had the Strange Days short that was done for Batman's 75th anniversary. That was very old school, film noir look. It was in black and white, and I think that's what really closed the deal on the pitch, because looking at that, they could see exactly what the show was going to look like. But just so it's clear, the show won't be in black and white unless I can talk Bruce into doing a special episode.
This new iteration is very much born of a noir sensibility.
Definitely heavy on the German expressionism / film noir kind of styling, set in a kind of timeless 40s world. If anything, we're probably going to lean into that even more in terms of authentic clothes and hairstyles and hats and vehicles and architecture. The way we deal with the characters is going to be quite a bit more modern in terms of inclusivity, representation, things like that.
Cape Crusader is something that, you know, I feel honored to get to be part of the creative conversations, to get to help and support along with Matt, you know, not just the vision for how they want to do it, but even in using new technologies, the opportunity to take advantage of literally techniques that didn't exist back when Bruce was doing the animated series.
It's an honor, and I'm thrilled to be able to work on this, but to be honest with you, the most exciting part is I can't wait to see how it turns out. I can't wait to see all of this come together. I'm a fan, and I just want to see what Bruce does.
Mentira, si me llama la atención eso, pero... Cape Crusade.
it's still early days, that all sounds amazing. Batman Cape Crusader will air on Cartoon Network and HBO Max. I seriously can't wait for this one either. There's so much talent behind the series. And speaking of talent, let's take a look at your amazing Gotham-inspired art.
Qué lindo está eso. Qué lindo el de Batwoman. No sé si lo van a enseñar a ese, qué lindo, me encanta. Está bien bonito. Qué lindo eso también. Ese también está cool. Pero el de Leslie Grace me encantó. Ahora sí. Ahora que no creo, güey, todavía falta.
Wow, I just love seeing your
Una hora.
creations. Don't
Yo creo que
forget
se van a hacer
Julie
full
will
para
be
lo último.
announcing the winner at the end of the show. So stay tuned to see if you've been chosen. Do you like pizza? Have you ever wanted to be like the Batman?
Mira,
Then
Cané
you want to
ahí,
get your
Little
TikTok on
Caesar.
with those pizza fanatics
Se me va a
at
ir acá.
Little Caesars who are partnering
Hola,
with the
Roger.
Batman film in theaters in 2022.
¿Cómo estás?
To get in on the fun, record how you would navigate your everyday life if you were the Batman. Then tag your video with hashtag #BeLikeTheBatman on TikTok.
Ay, María, qué rico una
To learn
pizza
more,
ahora mismo.
check out at Little Caesars Pizza on TikTok. We won't keep you in the dark. And here's something else to be excited about. A new DC mobile game announcement from Ludia. Looks like the most iconic DC superheroes and supervillains are going to be featured in a puzzle RPG. Mobile gamers, get your fingers ready for DC heroes and villains.
The interesting thing about power is not whether it's used for good or evil.
Estos trailers de los juegos de móvil siempre están bien brutales y uno los ve y uno dice como que diablo, o sea, bien brutal, lo jugaría, whatever. Pero después ve el gameplay de verdad y es como que... Aunque fíjense, yo juego bastante juegos mobile, aunque no lo crean, pues como es lo más accesible que uno tiene en la mano el celular todo el tiempo, pues a veces juego mucho de eso.
Enter a crisis where sworn enemies will be forced to unite. The fate of the universe.
Hello, Acoustic.
is in your hands.
Muchas gracias, ¿cómo estás? Por fin te pudiste conectar. Pues ya no enseñaron gameplay, eso se sabe cool, pero...
We have some exciting news for fans of collectibles. Here to tell us about it is legendary comic book artist and founder of McFarlane Toys, Todd McFarlane.
Esa compañía es
Candace, and
bastante
hope you're
buena.
enjoying yourself, and so are all the fans out
Sacan
there
figuras
today.
súper buenas.
I'm here to talk to everybody about McFarlane Toys, my company, and DC Direct. We just started a partnership, but basically I'm going to take all the things that we're good at and continue to do all the things that DC Direct has been doing. So there's a couple of things to look forward to. We're going to continue the Batman Black and White series, which is over 100 different statues already. We're going to do the Harlequin Red, White, and Black series. We're going to continue doing the DC Designer series. So look forward to all of that. This is just the beginning right now. One of the early statues we want to announce is the Joker Purple Craze from artist Greg Capullo, who I think is one of the best in the business. It comes from the pages of the Batman Death of the Family that both Greg and writer Scott Snyder popularized. I've been waiting a long time to finally get to the Batman movie, and it's coming. One of the things we're going to be doing is a big, tall statue of the Robert Pattinson Batman, and it's based on the concepts and the costume and the reference that was given to us directly from the producers and the director, so that we're going to make it as authentic as possible. Take a look at it. It's going to be super cool for your collection. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is continuing the Batman Black and White line. It's the longest running statue line that's been out there in collectible history. Number 100 was based on my artwork, so that was kind of cool. This one is based on the artwork by Mike Mignola. This is from the graphic novel Gaslight, written by Brian Augustine. We've done a couple other Mike Mignolas in the past in that series. They've been some of the top sellers.
La otra anterior a esa, blanca y negra, me encanta.
Also, big news, we're going to be doing a giveaway on the DC Designer Batman series. This one is going to be based on the comic book Batman Year 2. artwork by myself, so I know what it's supposed to look like. And on top of it, I'm going to sign that toy for you. So if you want a chance to win that cool big Batman, head over to DCFandome.com for a sneak peek at some of the upcoming collectibles that are coming out, including Dwayne Johnson has Black Adam and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Ay, no, ¿por qué no le enseñaron? Porque ella la figura me encanta.
And Batman's new trailer debut.
¡Ah! ¿Verdad que ya
Disney
viene
fans, we're not
Shazam?
slowing down with all these announcements and surprises.
Llegué tarde,
Now,
pero
going into its
tranquilo,
fourth
tranquilo.
season, Young Justice is a
Bueno, el DC
favorite
Fandom
series
so far
focused on the covered up side
me
of the
gusta.
DC universe, taking
Ya
place
quiero
on
ver el
Earth 16.
trailer
It
de
sees
Batman.
fan-favorite characters
Ah, pero
like
esa figura
Superboy,
está...
Miss Martian, Zatanna,
Obviamente
Beast Boy,
supongo yo que la van a
and
arreglar
more
mejor,
as they
pero...
take on an ever-evolving DC universe. And this just in, you can watch the first episode of the new season for free after the show on DCFandom.com, but there's still so much to come on in Hall of Heroes that you may want to finish watching our show before you jump over to watch them all. Until then, here's a sneak preview of Season 4 of Young Justice.
The heroes of Young Justice have grown into leaders. McGann, Connor, and Garfield are on their own. But right now, fighting bad guys is the least of their worries.
At some point, we decide who we want to be.
No one on the team is perfect.
You broke the rules. Makes me want to break some rules too.
And sometimes, being a superhero isn't so super at all.
There are some things you just can never prepare for, and some things you can never get over. What do I do?
Pull your energies into me.
The heroes you love always fight for what's right.
Surrender or die.
That was my favorite clipboard. This season, they'll fight for something more.
No more angst! No more meddling! You'll all die today!
And the choices
Esas películas animadas son incluso a veces hasta más sangrientas y más deep que la película live action.
Will alter the DC universe forever. Young Justice Phantoms, now streaming.
I like it.
De Batman, de Batman.
DC Fandom is the only place to be for the latest and the greatest DC
No
news
importa
and
Wonder
upcoming
Woman ahora
projects.
mismo.
I am Terry LTAM, and to say I'm thrilled to be here with the best fans in the world is a
Necesito uno de esos
complete understatement.
micrófonos.
This is beyond exciting. Now, up next, another first. The talented and revolutionary writer, director, and producer, Eva DuVernay, is officially making her first show at HBO Max. Eva has joined force with writer Roberto Patino to bring you DMZ, based on the comic of the same name. The show takes place in the future, where America is caught up in the Second Civil War, leaving Manhattan in ruins. The resilience of community and the human spirit
Bueno,
is
mientras
really what
tanto,
stands
se pueden
out
darle
in this
like y
four-part
compartir este
limited
video,
series
agradecería
starring
muchísimo.
Rosario Dawson and
A lo que
Jackie
obviamente
Braff.
esperamos aquí
Now,
por el
over to
trailer
Evan
de
Roberto
Batman.
to hear more.
Y a ver si enseñan algo de la película nueva de Shazam
DuVernay.
también.
I'm Roberto Patino.
And we're here today to talk about our hot new
Robert
DC
Patino.
comic adaptation, DMZ.
It's a story about a fractured people that are coming together, where we have a civil war between the Free States of America and the United States of America. And our story takes place 8 years into that DMZ, where the rule of law is basically dictated by the most powerful person at any point in time, and that could change from block to block.
So you have people who are in the city who've basically been abandoned, and the big kind of thrust of the story is an outsider comes in and she turns everything upside down. And that roller coaster ride, that adventure is one of the things that I love most about your script, and one of the reasons why I had to direct it, had to be involved. Let's talk a little bit about Rosario Dawson and the character of Alma.
Alma was
Ahí está
inspired
nuestra
by one of the
Sokatano.
most fascinating characters in the comic book, and also one of the most underserved characters in the comic book, named
Dios
Z,
mío, mi espalda, porque
who
me duele
is this
tanto.
fearless
Tengo
medic. I
21.
really took the creative guardrails off and dove
Oh my
into
God.
the spirit of Z and reinvented her. You know, this show is a bit of an origin story for one of the
Es que estoy
best
como que
characters
muy
in the
derecha,
graphic
yo creo que ese
novel.
es el problema.
She comes out the other side with
No
a
me puedo alejar
whole new
tanto de la cámara,
understanding
pues si no tampoco
of what her
no me
place in
veo,
this
pero
world ought to
voy a
be.
echar para atrás.
I mean, the thing is like a beautiful, chaotic, messy, grappling with gender
Ya ven que
and who can do
cuando
what,
salga algo de
and
Batman
what
me voy a
power looks
enderezar a
like,
las millas.
and who really has the power. This is exemplified through Parko, played by Benjamin Bratt, and Wilson, played by Hoon Lee. And these are two actors, Roberto, they came to play.
Man, Parco Delgado is this guy who said, you know what, I am the law. I am the power here. And who I am and what I say I am, no one's going to challenge me on that if I say it with enough resolve. Wilson, on the other hand, is about the opposite side of that, where everybody gets to make truly free choices in the DMZ. They get to decide who they want to be. And the result of that is this patchwork of gangs and tribes and outfits. And Wilson sees that as a marvel.
Because that's what the DMZ is. It is set in a world that's just a few moments into the future, and it speculates what would we be if we let the worst of our divisions get to us. I just think it's super cool.
Obviamente
it's
cuando la
also important
suban,
in ways that allow us to consider ourselves now and what we want to be going forward. We're just pleased and proud that it's going to be making its way to HBO.
Lo bueno de Batman aquí no van a tener entretenidos literal.
It's just been a pleasure working with you.
Obvio lo van a dejar para lo último.
Can't wait to do it again and again.
Indeed, it's been such a pleasure working with you too, and I honestly cannot wait for the world to see DMZ. It's a world I'm thrilled to share with audiences, and especially with the DC fans.
Same here. Well, thank you to DC for having us, and we'll see you on HBO Max very soon.
DMZ isn't the only DC project from the brilliant Ava DuVernay. She's also bringing the fans Naomi, inspired by the amazing DC comic of the same name from writers Brian Michael Bendis, David Walker, and artist Jamal Campbell. Naomi stars this incredible actress, Casey Wallfall. Hi, Casey. Great to see you.
Hi, Candace. It's so great to be here.
Everyone is so jazzed for Naomi, and I am loving the diversity that's become the norm in the DC universe. How does it feel to be a part of the DC family?
It's an honor to be a part of the DC family. I, for so long, have watched shows like The Flash and a bunch of other DC TV and movies, so it's really special to me and very full circle for me. And everyone who I've talked to within the DC universe has been incredibly welcoming, which makes me really happy and it's been so exciting. I'm really excited for people to see this character that is so special to them within the comics on TV, and since she's so fairly new to the DC universe, there's a lot of room to grow within the character and within the story, and it's something that we haven't seen yet within the DC universe.
How did you prepare for the role of a teenage superhero?
Preparing for the role of a teenage superhero isn't so hard for me because I started the show when I was 16. Naomi is 16, I'm 17 now. So our lives, they often overlap as I'm reading the scripts. I get to pull from my family and my friends and things that I'm going through. And when you're a teenager, it's...
Si no me equivoco, esa figura, o sea, aparte de los Lego, ¿verdad? Que los Lego básicamente no vienen siendo figuras coleccionables ni nada de eso. Pero creo que esa figura de Max Flannery Toys es la primera figura que se ha hecho o enseñado de Batman, o sea que está interesante. O sea, yo, como les dije, o sea, no se veía tan bien porque como les decía, no decía que era el producto final, pero de igual forma, o sea, se ve, o sea, y la base que dice de Batman rojo ahí, o sea, necesito la figura. I need it. Y si sale un hot toy también, con la cara de Robert Pattinson, una con máscara y otra sin máscara, me los compro de una. No sé dónde voy a sacar chavo, pero me los compro. No, a subirle esto que lo voy a...
Incredibly driven, incredibly smart, and isn't afraid to show it. And although there are a lot of Naomis and people like Naomi in real life, those aren't always shown on TV, so I think it'll be really special. I also think what makes it different is the unique characters within the setting of the show. And the creatives in the team and the crew and the cast, they make it even more special, so I'm really excited for people to see the show.
Espero que no les moleste que me recueste, que me la llaman en la espalda. Y eso, que soy una bebecita. Gracias por el like, Ricardo. Annabelle. Le está escribiendo a Annabelle.
What's going on?
Annabelle says there's a stunt happening in the square. Something to do with Superman. I need this for my site. Bathroom break. 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Ay, cómo extraño yo correr longboard o skate. Este tipo me parece como Camalacán. O si lo comparamos con algo de Marvel. No, yo creo que ahora es Shazam, ¿no? Sí, Shazam. ¿Creen que enseña el trailer? ¿Dónde está mi novio?
Hi everyone, I'm Asher Angel.
No,
I can't believe I'm here in the Hall of Heroes celebrating all things DC with you. The greatest fans in the entire multiverse. But I couldn't wait to tell you that we just finished shooting the sequel to probably your favorite
¿verdad?
DC
Que yo creo
movie
que
of all time.
ellos la habían terminado de
Featuring the
grabar.
only teenager to ever take a subway ride to the Rock of Eternity. Philly's own Billy Batson. The new movie is called Shazam.
You see what I did there? Because in the movie, when he says, anyway, I'm Zachary Levi.
¿Qué te pasó
and
en
let me
el
tell you
dedo,
something.
mi
Our new
amor?
movie, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, is going to be out of this world. In fact, the fate of Philadelphia and probably, I don't know, actually the entire world is in my hands. But this time, the family and I
Se ve bien diferente los afuera del traje
and Lucy
porque
Liu,
está
my real
como,
life alter ego, Asher Angel.
o sea, los brazos se
We
ven
had such a great
más
time making this movie with our director,
más
David
pequeños
Sandberg,
que
and Chris
con el traje.
Cost, Jack and Megan and Adam and Ross and Grace and DJ and Ian and Jovan and Faith. There are so many, and like our new cast members like Rachel Segler. We just wanted to take you behind the scenes to join in the fun during the making of.
Behind the scenes, trailer, es lo que tienes que enseñarme. Bueno, puedo vivir con eso, pero necesito trailer. Eso ya lo vimos.
Hello, my name is Zachary Levi. And I play Shazam.
¿Qué diferencia se ve cuando lo arreglan para
We
Shazam?
all established something very special in the first movie, and in Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Hacer un
we
cosplay
expand
de
on that.
Darla. Me quedaría bien. Aparte el traje de ella es violeta.
Now they have to balance their life with being superheroes.
This is where you hang out with your superhero friends, isn't it?
Ella, no sé si lo sabían, pero ella va a ser Blancanieves en la película live action que viene pronto.
Our incredible new villains, Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. She's kick-ass as Calypso.
We have mythological creatures, minotaurs, harpies,
Nice.
dragons.
When I talk
Porque sean
about
bastante
upgrades,
real.
we got an upgrade, a huge upgrade in the suit. Bigger action sequences, bigger set pieces.
We go from Athens to Philadelphia. We go from the Rock of Eternity and the Library of Eternity to the Realm of the Gods. So we get to go to environments that were never
Y por ahí
explored in
tenemos
the first film.
artes conceptuales.
We have it all.
Shazam,
Trailer, por favor. Pues si ella nos está enseñando todo, ¿sabes que mejor nos enseñen un trailer? Pues tienen un par de cosas rodadas ya. O sea, como para un trailer.
This is fun all around. You're in store for a treat, y'all.
Ok. 2023. No sé si había fecha de estreno, pero... No, no hay
It doesn't
trailer.
matter how many times I yell the word Shazam, I still can't fly.
Maldita sea.
I also never seem to turn into a
Ah,
superhero.
que ese torito a saltar
or
cuando salga
I'll just
así.
keep trying.
Estoy
Alright, guys,
high.
let's keep the action going.
Por favor, así
For
de
the woman who's been having a great
Shazam
year,
se ve
getting ready
ahora
to
bien
celebrate
mayor.
her 80th anniversary.
Acuérdense
Let's
que en
take a
las
look back
películas
at
le...
a few
tú dices
highlights of her
Billy
extraordinary
Batson,
story.
sí se ve bastante grande ya. Hay que aprovechar cuando están chamaquitos para poder grabar.
Wonder Woman is one of the original
La mejor
superheroes.
Wonder
She
Woman,
is
o
a
sea, aparte de
universal
Linda
hero.
Carter, obviamente, pero, o sea, de ahora, no veo a nadie más haciendo mejor Wonder Woman que Gal
Diana's
Gadot.
values are built in her. It's all about love and compassion and humanity and peace and inclusiveness. It's part of who she is, and that's what makes her so special.
Es que, les digo, voy a bajar esto un poquito para hablar rapidito. Yo pienso que realmente DC, o sea, DC Warner Bros. Tiene, o sea, ¿cómo es que se dice? O sea, son perfectos cuando van a castear gente, o sea, para interpretar a alguien, por ejemplo, o sea, ella como Gal Gadot, ella como Gal Gadot, ella como Wonder Woman, o sea, es perfecta. Henry Cavill como Superman es perfecto. Ezra Miller no diría que es tan perfecto, pero está pasable y me gusta, o sea, ya lo acepto como Barry Allen también. Pero también está Ben Affleck, que era, o sea, ahora mismo era un buen Batman y ya no lo vamos a tener lamentablemente, pero o sea, era de los mejores, o sea, ellos literalmente hacen todo perfecto, o sea, en cuestión de escoger el cast, pero siento que no lo aprovechan para nada, o sea, nada de lo que hacen lo aprovechan, deberían, pero pues, o sea, con todas las cosas que podrían haber hecho con Batman, con el Superman de Henry Cavill, o sea, un mundo de posibilidades, o sea, todavía están, como quien dice, jóvenes, se puede decir, o sea, pueden usarlos para muchas cosas. Es que, no sé, en verdad. DC Warner necesita a alguien como Kevin Feige, aunque la gente a veces se moleste cuando uno dice eso, lo necesita, o sea, si queremos ver cosas, o sea, igual las películas son buenas, pero, o sea, si hay algo que mejor le funciona a Marvel son las conexiones, pues por más mierda que sea una película, o sea, porque a veces la gente va a verla. Si tú dices, mira, esta película, o sea, fue una mierda, pero solamente, y no me interesaba, pero la fui a ver, ¿por qué? Porque tiene continuidad. Y eso puede bregar bien con DC, ¿sabes? DC es súper bueno también y, o sea, podían aprovechar el hecho de que las historias son más oscuras, o sea, DC tiene todo un mundo por adelante y no lo aprovechan. Me molesta, pero pues.
Be heard by the world. Thank you. Here's the interesting thing. I think that Wonder Woman was controversial at the time that she came out. To my deep
no, pero como quiera, de igual forma, pega como Batman, o sea, le queda bien
Batman.
Batman.
When you did it, Linda, because I remember all of the conversation about were you too beautiful, were you too kind, were you too loving. Interesting to me that even when we made the film,
Patty Jenkins, la última película en verdad de Wonder Woman es como que.
And that to me is the essence of Wonder Woman.
O sea, me gustó, pero al mismo tiempo esperaba mucho.
To be in such a lucky place in time right now as it relates to Wonder Woman, because I actually think she is the most
en verdad pueden hacer mucho, demasiado.
Superhero of our times. Because
yo creo que hasta de cierta manera, déjame bajar esto un momentito, que necesito hablar. De cierta manera, podría decir que DC tiene hasta o sea, la oportunidad de maybe hasta ser hasta mejor que Marvel por el hecho de que tienen historias más deep que Marvel. O sea, si ustedes ven la mayoría de los cómics de Marvel, no hay muchos que sean como que bien intensos o que tengan algo, pues como les dije, deep. O sea, sí tiene muchas historias que son súper oscuras, o sea, que pueden bregar súper bien con, o sea, en el cine, con películas y todo eso. Así que, en verdad DC podría hacer mucho más. Ahora sí me voy a caer la boca. MCU
come out with any. You can't wait to hear me not talk about it.
Can't wait to hear you not.
When we get to the
okay, not talk about. Oh my God, not talk about. Oh, but it's coming. Everyone.
Esta Linda Carter se mantiene.
And even if I did know, you'd have to kill me to have me talk about it, but I don't.
Thank you. No, we're super excited about Wonder Woman 3, and
bueno, pues se confirmó, ¿no?
Who's so bummed not to be here, who's the busiest person in the world with now three little kids and shooting. So she was so bummed not to be able to be here, but we are all three very excited about some exciting things coming up with Wonder Woman 3.
Pretty cool. Who would have thought in my life, at this time in my life, that this gift would just present itself to me? And that's so cool, and that's what I'm hoping for all
decía que no quieren que
of the
sus
fans of
películas
Wonder
tengan
Woman
rating
and all of
R.
the fans to know that your life is full of surprises.
Ay, es que es difícil.
And,
mira
the Wonder Woman in you
Joker, o sea, esa película es hermosa, hermosísima. No encontré ningún tipo de... ¿Qué me enseñar algo ahora? A ver, no encontré ningún tipo de error en la película de Joker y O sea, pueden funcionar. Que quieren que los niños vean son otros 20 pesos, pero en verdad, no sé. Pueden hasta volver a hacer Wonder Woman otra vez. Literalmente será lo más que pueden. Dice, le faltó tener un visionario, definitivamente. Y la cosa es que están desperdiciando actores, ¿entiendes? O sea, ya yo no quiero ver ninguna otra Wonder Woman, no quiero ver ningún otro Superman. O sea, ellos son perfectos para eso. Los leo ahora. Ok, aquí van a enseñar fan arts. Okay. Me quedé. Todas las películas de DC serían mucho mejores si no las quisieran adaptar para niños. Exacto, mira, vuelvo y les repito, o sea, Joker es una muy buena película, o sea, sí tuvo polémica, pero es que hoy en día cualquier cosa, o sea, la más mínima cosa que tú hagas tiene polémica. A veces hay que arriesgarse, obviamente depende, que tampoco vaya a hacer algo tan malo, pero, o sea, eso de que, Joker va a incitar a gente que haga tales cosas, qué sé yo. O sea, eso no es culpa de la película, o sea, es la persona que pues lamentablemente pues tiene problemas mentales, pero no tiene que ver con eso, no porque, pues, o sea, no porque la película salga, pues la gente va a ser así, ¿entiendes? El problema que pasó con ese video es que quisieron ser, sí, lo sé. O sea, para mí, Justice League le sacaron demasiado de rápido. O sea, hubiera sido cool que en vez de apresurarse por la competencia.
Wonder Woman has been such an important icon for 80 years, and what wonder means to them. Let's take a look.
¿Ya? Maldita sea Wonder Woman. Pensé que
llegaba. It's about time that we realize that women actually are half of the human race and can be.
Okay. ¿Qué estaba diciendo? Se me olvidó. Pues que sí, que Justice League salió demasiado de rápido. Si ellos no se hubieran preocupado por la competencia y todo eso, o sea, ellos para empezar no deberían ver a Marvel como una competencia. Sí, obviamente son superhéroes y también algo grande como ellos, pero, o sea, DC tiene lo suyo, no es como que se tengan que preocupar por eso, o sea, tienen sus superhéroes y, o sea, tienen su universo, o sea, pueden hacer un montón de cosas. O sea, en mi opinión, debieron haber hecho primero, o sea, antes de Justice League hubieran hecho una película de Flash, una película, creo que para ese tiempo ya había salido Wonder Woman, cualquiera que hubiera salido de Batman, solo sin Batman vs Superman, la de Superman pues ya salió antes de eso, pero qué sé yo, o sea, películas de origen igual que Marvel, y en algún otro momento, o más, la podían tirar después de sacar esas películas de esos personajes y después terminarlo con lo que dicen en la película. O sea, está la mesa se queda abierta porque vamos a traer más personas, o sea, más superhéroes. Eso está cool, ¿entiendes? Y ahí pues podía seguir haciendo otras películas y después hacer, qué sé yo, Justice League 2 y por ahí sigue, pero pues exacto, de Batman aparentemente está en el universo de Joker. Bueno, vamos a ver, honestamente, yo no sé, pero estoy loca, sí, me emocioné, o sea, quiero ya quiero verlo, Dios mío, a ver si no muero, ¿verdad? En el proceso viendo el trailer. Es que el otro fue, o sea, mind blowing, para mí me encantó. Espero que este esté igual de bueno. Es que la música pienso que es algo bien importante en los trailers. O sea, si pones buena música, el trailer va a ser mucho más épico que cualquier otra cosa. O sea, déjame acomodar esto acá. Voy a apagar el abanico, aunque me cocine un momento, porque si viene el trailer, quiero que haga silencio. Vamos a subirse el abanico.
One more fun challenge. Now, we all know that part of Wonder Woman's iconic lore, especially from the TV series, is that she has the most awesome transformation of any superhero with her infamous spin. Celebrate Wonder Woman's 80th with us by doing the Spin Challenge on TikTok. Show us how you spin into action, and no matter what the day brings, you can spin into anything that makes you take on the
Ay,
day
me
with
caigo.
confidence.
Esto sí está muy abajo, espérense. ¿Qué esta silla? Ah, que yo la bajé para grabar.
Very confident in my Wonder Woman look.
Ahí. Yo haría un cosplay de Wonder Woman, honestamente.
And breaking news from DC Publishing. As we are celebrating Wonder Woman and the 80th anniversary of this iconic superhero, we are also looking ahead to 2022 with Trial of the Amazons. This massive crossover event will affect the future of the Amazons. Diana has ascended to a new place of existence, fighting for justice on a cosmic scale, which has led to massive change for the Amazons. Queen Hippolyta departs from man's world, leaving Nubia to watch over Themyscira as new tribes of Amazons appear. Yara Flor recently introduced to comics as Wonder Girl, and Nubia find themselves at the heart of a power struggle in this historic story that fans won't want to miss.
Come on, guys, let's all put our hands together for Wonder Woman's 80-year legacy. And you better believe this really iconic character is not done wowing us yet. I'm such a big fan, I've already ordered a celebratory cake for Wonder Woman's Day on October 21st. What can I say? I have a sweet tooth. And you'll have one too, thanks to our next segment based on the critically acclaimed comic book series by Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, ¿cuándo?
Hello, fellow hybrids and humans. My name is Christian Convery, and I play Gus on Sweet Tooth. I hope you are having the sweetest time tuning into this year's DC Fandome. I'm excited to be with you all today and answer some of your fan questions. So, let's get started. The amount of pieces of candy I think I ate, probably about more than 500, but I'm definitely not complaining. That was amazing. I do have a sweet tooth in real life too. So the ears are actually controlled not in post-production and not by me. It's actually a whole wig that controls them. So it starts by me putting on a skull cap, which holds the wig and the antlers, but the ears are actually connected to that skull cap, and the ears have wires that run down my neck and onto a pouch on my back that's strapped onto me. And then there's a puppeteer, and me and him work together to remote control the ears and think of cool ideas that we could do during the scene to really make Gus come alive.
Are your ears soft?
Super cool. My favorite part about shooting in New Zealand was how the nature is so spectacular and extravagant that when it's put onto camera, you're like, is this fake? Because it looks so majestic and magical. That is what I love about New Zealand, the magical nature there. I love basically all DC characters. I love all the classics, like, for example, Superman and The Flash, but I gotta give to Sweet Tooth because I am Gus, and Gus is in Sweet Tooth, and Sweet Tooth is the DC comic book, so it's pretty cool getting to bring a DC comic book to life and being one of the characters in it. I indeed read the comics before starting Sweet Tooth, and I loved Jeff Lemire's writing techniques and how he really brought it alive off the page. It's so amazing, the comic books, and it really helped me get a jump start with Gus.
What's in Colorado?
My mama. Well, I know that I'm itching to find out what happens next, but I really hope that Bobby's okay because he's the cutest thing in the world, right? Well, and of course all the other hybrids. But you'll just have to wait and watch season 2 to find out.
Que mi hermano me estaba llamando para ver si estaba viendo lo de Batman. Que mi hermano no ve mis cosas,
I cannot wait for you to see what we have in store next. Get ready for more banter, hybrids, and candy to last you a lifetime, or at least to cure your sweet tooth. See you soon for Sweet Tooth Season 2!
And now that we've satisfied your sweet tooth, there's a sweet deal waiting for you over in the It's our final exclusive drop of the day. This is the one that you've been waiting for. That's
No,
right.
yo no.
It is time to scoop up some brand
Ya.
new Batman merchandise. And it's happening
Ay,
now
Dios
at
mío.
shop.dccomics.com.
No, yo quiero ver. Olvídate del merch. Qué linda esa. Ah, no, yo creo que yo tengo esa camisa. ¿O no? No, yo no
Get
tengo
ready
esa,
for
pero.
the world premiere of the Batman trailer.
With all this talk about Batman, we must not forget that much of the
Oh my
kid's
God.
strength comes from something other than his muscles or
man,
Bruce Wayne's
acomodar
billions.
esto.
Alfred Pennyworth has always been a
Olvídate
huge source of
de
support
Pennyworth
as
o
both
Pennywise o
Batman's butler
Pennywise.
and
Quiero mi
father
trailer
figure.
de Batman.
Pennyworth, the DC origin series answers just that.
No,
as
yo
it
lo quiero
follows a
ahora.
young Alfred Pennyworth who goes to work with billionaire Thomas Wayne in 1960s London. Let's take a closer look in this DC
Me
spotlight.
vale pinche madre. No.
Hello, DC Fandome. We've had
Ay,
so
no,
much fun
todavía
making
es-
Pennyworth
o sea, la-
over the past
o
two
sea, ya vamos
seasons, and we just
3:33,
wanted to
ya
thank
mismo va a
you
salir,
so
pero-
much for your support. On a
Esa serie de
personal note,
Pennywise,
it's
me
been a
vale
dream for me
pinga.
to play
Digo,
this character, and I really will never forget it. So thank
ahora
you
mismo no
so
me
much.
importa Pennyworth ni Pennywise ni nadie. Ahora el que me importa es Batman.
That is true.
Oh my
I will.
God.
As you can see, we're on set, and we are officially in production for season 3
Oh
of Pennyworth, which is now a Max original series on HBO Max.
Right, and you'll be able to catch up on the first 2 seasons of Pennyworth on HBO Max early
Okay,
2022, and the all-new season 3 will premiere there later that same year.
Later.
We really can't thank you enough for your love and support, and it's because of you, the fans,
Es
that
que
we are
quiero
back,
verlo.
and we can't wait for you to see what we have in store.
Season 3 will dive in deeper on the lives of Alfred, Martha, Thomas, Bet Sykes, Lucius Fox, and all the other Pennyworth characters, as we find out more about their involvement in the evolution of the Batman canon.
And there's a 5-year time jump.
Oh, all right, that's a bit of a spoiler.
Well, let's just say that there's lots of exciting things happening on Pennyworth season 3. and we
Es
can't wait for you
que
to see.
ustedes no
It's gonna
saben
be
lo
a
que yo
fun
estoy
and
esperando por
revealing
DC
ride.
Fandom para ver este
We
trailer.
and
Yo sé que,
everyone
o sea,
who
ellos
watches
saben que eso es lo
so
que queremos ver y nos dejan
And
para
see
lo
you very
último.
soon on HBO Max.
¿Entienden? Eso, literalmente así me pongo yo cuando va a salir un trailer de algo que me gusta, para que sepan. Ya viene. Yo miro el piso a ver si veo algo.
All right, so Jim, fans.
Ahora van a decir lo del concurso. Ve, hasta el concurso lo dejan para ahora, para después
And we,
poner
of
el
course, have some
trailer.
very keen fans who are trying to piece it all together, see
O
what
sea,
went
esta soy
on,
yo
and so
cuando
what can
van
we tell us?
a sacar
Yeah,
trailers de
look,
películas que me
we wanted to
interesa, así
create
me
something
pongo.
kind of fun for the fans to engage with. It's essentially a puzzle. I've drawn 12 images, each celebrating a specific DC moment. We're revealing the final 4 right now during Fandome, and so if you take all 16 and rearrange them and kind of squint, hopefully you will see what we have been building up to. And it is
Eso es lo que
the
ganaron.
iconic cover from Crisis on Infinite
Ah, no,
Earths, number
never mind.
1, drawn by one of my favorite cover artists, George Perez.
Sí, lo sé.
1985.
Yo creo que viene para acá a
And,
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's a fantastic piece of
Creo.
work, and that is
Si no me
what this
equivoco.
mosaic approximates.
Como que vi
Is
eso
squinting
de
an
este
official
año.
instruction or rule to figuring out how this all comes together.
Creo que yo tengo un par
Absolutely, because,
de
look, I wanted to
cómics
make
con su
it
arte.
hard enough so that people
Creo.
didn't immediately recognize what the cover was. So I basically used elements and drew in characters
Déjame
that
poner esto, que
approximated their
es que
shapes.
capaz que
And
vienen
at
y
the end of
alguien
the
me
day,
llama y
if
me
you,
daña
again,
la
if you
grabación.
squint, it should work.
Pero
But
que-
the dead giveaways are the
Usa el
panels that say
teléfono en modo
Crisis on
avión.
Infinite Earths, and we saved them for this moment so that we wouldn't spoil the surprise or the puzzle for the people that have been working on it.
Well, it sounds really cool, and I am so excited to take a look at this with all the fans watching right now, too. It sounds like it took a while to put this all together. How
Estos
long
van a
have you been
seguir
working on it?
hasta.
Yeah, look, you know how slowly I draw, so it's been.
O
we've
sea,
been
llevan
working for a couple
36
months.
minutos de
Also,
lo
I
que
love that you're
falta.
you know how long it takes me to. If I tried to draw anything
Creo
near
que
what
van
you draw,
a
it
coger
would
como
be
unos
like
10
3
minutos
years,
más.
and I'd have like.
Y los últimos 10
there's
minutos
one
hablar
line.
de Batman o
No,
15
absolutely.
minutos.
Like anything,
Well,
Tony.
well, look, it wasn't just a drawing. I also
Por
had to make sure
favor,
that the
traigan
drawing
a mi novio.
approximated this
A mi esposo.
overall kind of iconic
Hablando,
image,
claro,
right?
yo
So
una vez
that was
soñé
a
que me
challenge.
casé con Robert
So now that
Pattinson.
we've got some more reveals.
Y casualmente fue estos días.
What does it all mean, Jim?
Yeah, so that
No
is
sé por
the
qué estaba soñando
$64,000
con él, no me
question,
pregunten.
if I could date myself. But then in a day, it is the you know so that the fans really see.
Él está insultando, le está diciendo.
That's awesome, but you do know that it's
Mi
not
padrastro
just
una
you
vez
and I here
en el perro
talking.
como se
There's
encontró
like
con Geoff
literally
Jones y
millions of
parecía
people
un
watching
nene
us right now.
chiquito. Así imagínate. que uno se pone bien,
we'll fix it in post, right? Is that
o sea,
what they do?
emocionado.
We will.
No problem.
We'll fix it in post.
Bleep everything. Yes.
All right. So since Jim doesn't want to reveal all of the secrets right now, I think you gave the fans some.
¿Y
great
para cuándo
stuff,
lo
and
vas a
they're
dejar? ¿Para el
gonna come up with
próximo
their own
año?
theories, 'cause I know that's what we
Gimli.
all like to do.
Absolutely.
And speaking of fans, let's pivot to some other fans and amazing artists. So are you ready to reveal some of the winners of the art contest?
Yes. Look, the art contest was one of the most popular items from Fandome last year. We repeated it, working with Talent House. We got a ton of amazing submissions from artists and creators all around the world. It is the
Si yo
hardest part of my
pudiera,
job
o sea,
to pick
yo
a
sé
winner,
dibujar, pero si de esto
but we
metería
were
mi
able to
dibujo
settle
ahí.
on some
No creo que
pieces that were
gane,
just
pero
stunning.
por lo menos
So
que esté ahí, ¿no?
let's take a look at the winners.
Ok, esa fue la persona que ganó. Un dibujo sencillo. Ese sí está lindo. Ese está cool, parece como de anime. Ese es de cosplay. Qué cool le quedó ese. Esa foto quedó cool también. Esa también quedó bonita. Con la cabeza. ¡Ay, qué lindo!
I took a walk around.
Si yo
the
tuviera un
Hall of
niño lo
Heroes
pondría
and
así
found a
también.
secret
Oh my god,
passageway.
qué cute
And
se
I'm
veía.
literally in the Batcave, guys. Now, if you're
Ya.
a DC superfan, and I know you are, then the mere mention of the Batman gives you chills up and down your spine. And I know you can't tell, but
Ahora
right now I'm doing
siguiente.
backflips on the inside. Bat fans like myself have been waiting impatiently for this one. So without further delay, let's check in with Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, and Zoe Kravitz for a look inside the production of this much anticipated film.
Oh my god. ¿Ya está el trailer? ¿Me lo pusieron así bien rápido? ¿O no? Sí, este es.
For some reason, Batman just always stood out. It's one of the major characters of the 20th
un
century,
insight,
and so
pero
many
parece
people
trailer.
connect it on such a deep level and for so
Bello.
many different reasons. The first conversation I had with Matt about it, I just knew there was something radically different from anything we'd seen in Batman movies before.
Se ve
I
mamadísimo.
felt that we'd seen lots of origin stories.
Esa
We'd
canción
seen
de
things go
Nirvana le va
further
tan
and further into
perfecto a
fantasy.
esto, me encanta.
And I thought, well, one
Que
place
pusieron
we
en el
haven't
trailer.
been is grounding it the way that Year One does, to come right in to a young Batman, not be an origin tale, but refer to his origins and shake into his core.
Right from the beginning, there's a desperation to it. He's really working out this rage.
¿Serán
All the
diseños?
fights seem very
Me
personal.
pareció.
What's so wonderful about this world is the exploration.
Coño, pero
and
primero
the
enséñame el
gray
trailer y después entonces me enseñan esto.
Catwoman really wants to fight for
Qué
those who
lindas.
don't have someone else to
Todo
fight
me
for
parece
them.
bonito
And
aquí.
that's where Batman and her really connect.
He wants to inflict his kind of justice. He's just compelled to do it. There is no other option.
Por favor, el trailer.
Hey guys, so you just saw a little
Okay.
look of us behind the
look.
scenes, and it feels like that was forever ago, which is really
Ay,
strange.
cállate,
and
no
actually,
digas eso.
As we're finishing the movie now, kind of really emotional for me to see you guys, especially after everything that's happened, and to see you now again. I feel like I've been watching your faces every day in editorial, but now to actually see you guys is
Ellos dos
really,
se ven
really
tan
great.
bonitos.
And, I
Si
gotta say,
estuvieran
it was
estarían bonita
an
pareja,
amazing time
honestamente.
making the movie with you guys, and it's really cool to see you now.
Oh, and it's so exciting to see like these little snippets of the film, you know, after for us being able to step away for a while. I know you've been in it the whole time, but every time I see just a little bit, it's so exciting.
You can see the progression. It kind of seems like it's getting more exciting and bigger and kind of.
Bueno, podemos dársela que Robert Pattinson está un poquito más animado este año que el año pasado.
The way you guys played off of each other right from the
El
beginning.
año pasado
and
parecía
so
que
I just
estaba
knew right away, I was like,
dormido,
wow,
que
there's
se
just a
acababa de
really neat-
levantar.
Like, I know you guys are friends, and so there was a great chemistry right from the beginning that I just felt like there was the connection, which you naturally had. And I feel like when we were filming, obviously that came out
Yeah.
more and more. I mean, do you guys remember when we were doing that crazy sort of, I guess,
Porque ella
screen
hizo como
test,
que...
I guess you would call it, you know, when you guys got together for the first time?
I definitely remember because that was basically my audition, right? You know, Rob was already cast and that was my audition and I was really nervous and I remember you gave me like a... the hardest part of the audition, to be honest, was the helmet. They were like, here's this helmet, you know, and you have to like walk out and then you take the helmet off and you do the scene. But it's like sometimes really hard to look like cool when you're taking off like you get stuck. And I was like, this is how I lose the part. I lose the part because I can't take off a helmet.
And it was just the opposite. Do you remember your first day, Rob, when you were wearing one of the actual bat suits? When Rob and I first got together, we had all those conversations, and then just by virtue of what it is, it's Batman, the studio's like, well, we always do like a screen test, which is so like, you know, kind of the same thing you guys did. Rob did first by himself and literally was wearing, I believe, Val Kilmer's bat suit. Yeah. Which, by the way, like the moment you put it on, like that was kind of a crazy moment.
It was crazy, but I remember putting it on and thinking like, this is impossible. This is going to be absolutely impossible. I remember you saying like, because I guess just trying to move. I mean, wearing a kind of two-stick rubber suit or latex suit and being incredibly nervous and full of adrenaline the whole time. I remember we did like 2 takes and then you were just saying, what can we do about this sweat? And I was like, nothing. There's nothing that can be done. I have to be drained of liquid.
The other thing that I remember too, which is cool because it informed the movie, is at the end of that costume test where you came and you put on the eye makeup and began the transformation. That moment for me, that was when I was like, oh my God, it is so you. Like, it was just such a cool, and I remember you saying afterwards to me, you were like, I don't know what I just did. I said, it was amazing, which it was. It was really, really cool. But I really did think, oh my God, this version of this character, this guy who's sort of almost like, if you think of Bruce Wayne as like a recluse rock star in a decaying manner, there's this part of me that so saw you as that, and I had no idea that you would be interested in playing the role at all. And I thought, what if Rob doesn't want to play Batman? This will be a disaster. And then it turned out that you completely on your own had
sería estúpido si no hubiera cogido el
de esto. With Batman for years, and when you found out that we were doing this version, you were very interested. So it was one of those things that for me felt really kind of lucky and fated, and then we met. I really felt that connection with you. I felt like, we're going to be able to find something new with this guy and do something really special. But for me, you were always that version of what I saw in the page, and that was about trying to create a new version of Bruce.
He doesn't have as much control over his personality. Like the delineation between when he's Batman and when he's Bruce is not so clear. I mean, in other kind of iterations of it, you know, he really knows what he's doing when he's putting on the cowl. And I kind of really like this idea. It's a little bit out of control. He hasn't completely defined what Batman is. I mean, it's kind of, he gets lost in it. Whenever he's putting it on every night, and it's kind of, he's not sleeping, and he's, you know, becoming.
Yo también soy Batman, no duermo tampoco.
Like just finding the right, literally how to move as Batman, how to talk as Batman. I mean, that was what was fun for me. Even when you guys first met up, I was like, going, oh, so this is the rhythm of what it'll be like when you.
A mí no me molesta que hablen honestamente.
Like even something as simple as that, and like the way you came in with, like you had for me. So you had an attitude that was so Selena, right from the way you came in.
I obviously, you know, understand the gravity of a character like this and what she means to so many people, but what felt really important was to really focus on the story that we're telling in this moment, you know, and
hasta me interesaría ver una película de ella sola.
Being, you know, I don't
con
want
más riffs,
her to
obviamente,
be
si
an
hace bien
idea.
esta.
You know, I want her to be a real human being in a real situation, in a real city, trying to survive and reacting to her own pain, you know, and her history. So I really, really focused on this particular story and this particular moment in this woman's life.
I think it was about trying to find a way, again, as Zoe was saying, to ground her so that she felt like she had an emotional journey that made sense for who she was, that ended up being Selena Kyle, but was one that we hadn't seen before, and yet some ways it does connect to the comics. I mean, that's the thing that would be fun to share with an audience, is that there are a lot of iconic Selena Kyle aspects to the story, but I don't think any version of any of the Batman stories that have done any Selena stuff have done it in this way.
Because this is the foundation that we're setting right now, right? Like, as we move forward and see her become Catwoman, you know, that heart and that humanity will always be there.
So we debuted our first trailer for our movie last year at DC Fandome.
And we want to say thanks for the great response.
It's only fitting that we share the second trailer with you all today.
Okay, enough from us. Here's what you've been waiting so patiently for. It's the trailer.
Sí. Oh my god. Por fin, Dios santo. Ahí viene, ahí viene. Está grabando esto, sí, está bien. Ese es el Riddler, me imagino. Sí, Riddler. Oh my god.
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky,
Oh my god.
it's not just a call,
It's a warning.
it's a warning.
Yes. Ay, me paró los palitos. Los gadgets.
I've been trying to reach you. Find the God! This is about a king, and Riddler's the match.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
Mira si era Andy Serkis.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Ellos se ven bonitos juntos.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart.
Oh my god.
Ain't you?
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
Holy. Oh my god, terminan con una escena así.
I'm vengeance.
Ah, pues si todavía no se acabó, está bien, mejor.
What's black and blue and dead all over?
Oh my. ¿Qué le pasa a él? Holy shit. ¡Qué hermoso! ¡Qué hermoso! Oh
That's the way to drop the mic and end the
God,
show.
literal.
Wow, amazing.
Oh my
On behalf of Warner
God.
Brothers and DC, thank
Ya
you all
quiero
for
ver la
watching.
película.
This has been a super experience.
Oh my god.
It's been epic, and all of us at DC Fandome want to thank you for your unwavering passion for the DC brand.
And of course, for your continued love and support.
Thank you for being the best fans in the world.
We hope you all felt the love today on a
Oh my
global scale. Goodbye from Australia.
It was an absolute pleasure bringing DC's multiverse into your world.
Be sure to check back in at dcfandom.com throughout the year for breaking news on your favorite shows,
Okay, esto ya
films,
se acabó.
comics, games, and all the creative geniuses behind them. Bye everyone, stay safe and stay super.
Déjalo ahí un momento. Intermission. Bueno, gente. Ay, me asusta. De nada, de nada. Gracias a ustedes. Ok. Yo voy a cortar el stream porque, o sea, ahora mismo voy a... o sea, para los que no pudieron estar desde un principio, voy a hacer un resumen que se va a subir, creo que hoy, si lo termino a tiempo, se va a subir hoy más por la noche, del DC Fandom. Igual, por si acaso se perdieron otras de mis reacciones, se las voy a subir a a YouTube. Ahora mismo voy a subir la de Batman primero y entonces ya después de esto, o sea que si quieren saber mi opinión completa sobre este trailer de The Batman, pues van a tener que coger y esperar a que suba el video y entonces se los digo. Obviamente ya ustedes vieron mi cara, eso ya es un spoiler de lo que pienso, pero pues hay que hablar de ciertas cosas. Así que nada, mis amores, yo los voy dejando. Nos vemos pues ahorita, qué sé yo, en YouTube cuando suba los videos, ¿ok? Gracias por acompañarme. Ya saben, se lo repito, voy a subir recap. Si no se sube hoy, lo subo mañana, eso seguro. O sea, por si acaso no vieron, o sea, todo lo que está en el DC Fandom. Así que nada, voy a comer un momento, a editar esto y nos vemos ahorita. Los amo, mis amores. Bye bye. Lo siento que me tengan aquí tan rápido. Es que ahora mismo literalmente tengo mucho que hacer. Así que nada, los amo. Doy un beso. ¿Dónde está? Okay. Bye bye, mis amores. Bye bye bye.